guys. We are the Crystal Gems. Now, me and Fritz,
So,
Fritz and I, backseat co-op today, playing one of my favourites, Discworld Noir. Detectives. I love anything detective stuff. So when I played this years ago, I was hooked. I played it from start to end like multiple times, but I can't remember anything about it because the last time I played it was back on PlayStation 1. That when it first came out. So a lot of this is going to be new again, I guess, to me. But I hope you enjoy. There's no sound at the moment because I've not clicked back on the game. But yeah, enjoy. Start a new game. Everyone in this knows the legend of Eleanor of Dessort, or at least everyone who knows the legend of Eleanor of Dessort, or Cronix, or El Harib. Ask most people, and ask most people, and they tell you that she was the cause of the Sortian Wars. Of course, ask most people, and they tell you that the patrician is kind of benevolent man. Never trust what people tell you.
The real cause of the Sortian Wars was. It's going too fast.
My brain can't read that fast. The resultant fight between almost 80 war gods were in the wedding. Had Lewton invaded engraved. I can't. It's. In the end, it became so heated that the story, goddess of love, rode Rome the sword or Ephibi, or no fixed abode, to steal the falchion, and hide it, just to shut her sister up. In return, the story gave Eleanor of Rome Sorting Wars, and the carnage that followed. Fucking hell, it's way too fast. Forever.
Forever.
Just go back and read it if you want to. The peak of graphics back in 1997, I think. Was this 1997? Might be 1994.
It was sometime.
It was around the PlayStation 1, so it would have been 96, 97. And again, it could have. I think it came out on PC first. Because the PlayStation 1 is ported off the PC one. Do you know what's funny though? Like, when I played this years ago on my PS1, it was so dark you couldn't see what was happening. So when I watched this cutscene, it was just like loads of darkness. I could just every now and again I could make it out. Bastard!
Blast.
I've been stabbed. Stabbed.
I've been stabbed, I have.
Oh, that was a good game. I really enjoyed that.
The end. That was the main character. The end.
It sucks we're never going to get a proper remaster of this because nobody knows who owns the rights to the games anymore.
I've had some bad days since I started work as a private investigator. But I'd never woken up dead before. It all started the week before, on a cold and wet Sectober day in Ankh-Morpork, the oldest and most depraved of all the cities on the Discworld. But hey, you've got to love it.
I can't remember who that voice is.
Someone.
It's a very famous. I think it's a famous person. I have to quickly Google while the cutscene plays out.
I'd been working as a PI for a little over a month, and business was slow. Hiring an investigator to look into your business requires trust, and the amount of trust in Ankh-Morpork wouldn't.
Oh, it's Rob Brydon.
And it's a small cup I'm talking about. Sure, people
you can
trust
hear it now.
Get on the wrong side of the patrician. People trust that you don't walk into the shades alone. People
There's a lot of
trust
famous
that the
names in
Assassin's
this.
Guild will fulfill
Do you want to know
their
them? Do you want to
contracts
discover
or
them?
double your money back.
We'll come across
Yeah,
them.
people even trust
You'll go,
death.
oh, okay.
Just don't ask them to trust their mothers.
The thing is, Rob Brydon did a bunch of voices for the original Discworld as well. For the
Mr. Lewton?
thieves
If
and that.
I'm not, I should fire the guy who painted the door.
So this is what a private investigator looks like. I expected someone
Hi.
more heroic.
Hey, dear.
Heroism costs extra. What can I
You're
do
hearing
for
voices.
you, Miss?
I always hear
Miss,
voices.
actually. And the name is Carlotta.
Okay, Mrs. Actually.
Carlotta?
Carlotta it is.
Aren't you
What's a
part of
girl
Phantom
like
of the
you doing
Opera?
out on a
What's
night like
happening?
this?
Why are you here?
I want to hire you, Mr. Lewton.
Please call me
You've
Oh.
got a similar accent.
Mr.
realised.
sounds so formal.
There we go. Oh, you're not appearing. Hold on.
I might not.
There you go.
Am I not there?
I'll give you 200 in
There.
advance,
Yeah.
plus expenses.
For 200.
Just so you know,
I guess I
just so you
should
know
show
she's
you
here.
Some respect.
Oh, I wouldn't ask a guy like you to attempt the impossible.
What's the case?
I want you to find a man named Mundy.
Why do you
Definitely
want
not.
to find Monday?
Not Carlotta.
Do you
that
know
I
him?
No. And this case will go a lot faster if you let me ask the questions.
You like to be in control, don't you, Lewton?
If you don't pull the strings, then you're the puppet. Tell me about you and Monday.
I've been a lonely woman, Lewton.
You amaze me.
Be surprised.
Shocked, maybe, but not surprised.
Mundy is my lover, Lewton. Or used to be. He's been away for a while,
used
over
to
in
be.
Zort.
Yeah,
Came
it's a
back
little
to
purple growth on my shoulder.
Ankh-Morpork a couple of days ago on the Meerkat. But he didn't come to see me.
Sneaking up on me
I
again.
think he may be having
Fluffy
an
is
affair.
starting to talk.
You're wondering whether my husband knows about it.
Actually, I was wondering when you were going to give me the money.
My husband passed away several years ago.
I hope the poor guy was smiling at the time. Is there anything you can tell me about Monday that might help
love
me
this
find
game.
him?
He's got blue eyes,
Like,
brown hair,
no,
and a black heart. You'd like him.
No filter.
Has he got any friends in Ankh-Morpork?
Does anyone?
My mum's
How tall
happy
is
that
he?
you're playing
I
this.
don't know. I don't picture him standing up.
What was Monday's business in sort?
I don't know.
This is my
I never
favourite of
asked
the
about his
trilogy
work, and he never
because
told me.
it
Must
just
be a very
it went. Do you know what?
straightforward relationship.
As
Forget
simple
wizards.
As they come.
Where can I find
Let's go
the ship
straight
he
to like
came
the
in on?
worst
Down at
part of
the
the
wharf.
Discworld.
Have you been there yourself?
I avoid places like that.
Fuck
Women
it,
and
detective.
seamen.
Forget I asked.
And I'm
This
sad
is a
because they
bad
don't
neighborhood
own
for
the
you to
rights
come
anymore,
into
which means they
alone.
can't even make any
I
future
can take care
games.
of myself.
I can only
I
hope
believe
that
you.
Rihanna
Good.
will
Trust is
someday
important.
be able to
I said I
get the
believed
rights.
you.
Mm.
I never
Bad.
said I trusted you.
Don't you like me, Lewton?
I like a lot
I'll
of
talk to you about
things.
that in a
I
second.
like dogs, but I wouldn't trust one not to bite me.
I won't bite.
Shame. I haven't been bitten in a long while. I'd better get started on your case. Where can I
Wait,
contact
do
you?
you not
I'll be
like
in
bites, or do you?
Be seeing you,
you're
Lewton.
Giving
I
mixed
hoped I would
signals.
see her again, because she still hadn't paid me. Still, it wasn't every day that a beautiful woman offered me a case. Frankly, it wasn't often that anybody offered me a case. And 200 would certainly help pay the rent, if I had anything left over from my bar bill.
So, the rights. I think she said she doesn't know who owns them. The problem is nobody knows who owns them,
Which is
and you
weird,
can't make it
someone
because it
has
is
to own them.
because technically it's illegal to redistribute this game. So being on an abandoned website is technically illegal, but nobody's coming out and doing it. Which I came up with the idea. Why don't they just make it? And if someone comes through and go, "Excuse me, found you. I'll have my game back, please."
And then everyone goes, finally, someone knows.
Because I know there's someone just waiting with them, waiting to sue, but nobody, you know. The thing is though, apparently within the last 5 years, GOG are actually trying their hardest to get the rights for it. Which I'm hoping if they get the rights, they can pass it on to them, because they're the best bet.
Apparently, it's listed as abandonware.
Yeah, because Sonic,
like literally no one knows.
because I think it was Psyonix, wasn't it, or something like that? Was what I think. No, Psyonix was the first one, I think. But I think the company who made this went defunct years ago. But anyway, let's start this instead of standing around chatting.
I'd purchased the imp-powered coffee bean machine from Cut-Me-Own-Throat Dibbler, the man whose name was the byword for quality. With CMOT Dibbler, you could say bye to quality. I'll say this for the ICBM. It made coffee strong enough to blow your head off. On the downside, the imp tended to use most of the beans to fuel its own addiction. Some days the poor thing was so jittery the coffee machine would vibrate off the shelf.
Oh dear. I know there's something on the
Sapient
desk.
pearwood comes from a plant so magical that it is totally impervious to all forms of magic, and so valuable that
'Cause
thieves have cut each other's throats
Psygnosis
to
made
own
the
it.
first game.
Unfortunately, I couldn't afford
By
the
Rutland.
desk
They were
made
bought-
out of it, so I
bought
made
over
do
by
with pine.
Sony.
It's a nice desk, though.
But then, because there's not been a game in years, I think it's, I can't remember how many years
Yeah,
it is.
It seems
A
Psygnosis
lot of
made it
strange
under
things have
license
happened to
from
me since
Teeny
becoming a
Weeny
private
Games /
investigator.
Perfect
But the
Entertainment,
weirdest was the
apparently closed down in
irrepressible sensation
2001.
that the most
Yeah.
important thing for me to own as a PI
So it's like
was a door with my name painted on the glass.
they need to find
Some
out
mysteries are
who
best
it
left
is.
unsolved, I guess.
This can't just fall into, the abyss.
The thing is, though, I know there's a license length. Like after a certain amount of time, it goes like into public.
Yeah.
They've just got to wait to that point and go, okay, technically I'm
Don't-
her daughter. I'm his daughter.
I think we
But
could safely
did she even
say
have-
that the door
did
to
she
my
have a
office
part
was
in
just
making
for
this
getting
game?
in
I know
and
she's-
out of my office.
Not too sure.
In the game industry, but I don't know if she had a part in this one.
I know there's something else in this room. I'm trying to remember what it is. Was it when I leave the room and come back in? No. Wait, is it?
A lot of strange things had happened to me since becoming some.
Maybe it's not yet.
I could hardly carry the desk around, even if I wanted to.
Let's leave then. Let's go to... Where can we go?
So,
This is a bloody pain in the arse. Trying to find a place that's clickable.
The
Ah,
wharf
yeah.
was on the upmarket side of the river, in the city of Ankh. The Morpork docks on the other side of the river were not a place wise travelers disembarked at. But then again, wise travelers tried to avoid Ankh-Morpork altogether. But if you traveled a lot, it was hard to miss. Like malaria.
Let's save. Done 2020. Campan TV.
no, she had no part in any of the video games.
No. This one came out like years. Oh, no. She would have been very young.
Outgoing cargo.
Oh,
I needed to...
Oh,
I
right.
couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly, I didn't much
Temperamental
care.
this game is.
Outgoing cargo wasn't going to tell me much. I needed to know whether Mundy had brought something with him.
Crates, crate.
Great.
The crates on the wharf were built on a large frame, sturdy and thick.
Oh, there you go. Can we get on the ship?
Like,
Oh, it was a Mr. Scoplet. Scopelet.
Are you the first mate?
Shiver me timbers! Hoist the main brace!
Let's start again. Are you the first mate?
Aye, that I be.
You're not going to get any money off me, so you can drop the fake accent.
Sorry, you know how it is. Some people are stupid enough to fall for that sort of thing. What can I do for you?
It's Robert
When you
Llewellyn.
sail,
As soon as we've got her loaded.
how much is passage?
Yeah.
Where are you looking to go?
I don't know. Sort, perhaps.
We've just come from there. It'll be a long time before we get back there again.
Did you bring any passengers?
Sure. We always try to take a couple of passengers. They pay their way, and if there's a big storm, they are very useful as to sacrifice to the angry sea gods. Of course, we tell people they were washed over the side.
What?
There were three
Oh,
of them.
fuck.
One of them seemed
Oh.
alright, but the other two...
You click
I
once,
don't
it's
know
like
about
it's
them.
like
There was
you've
something
pressed it
strange
twice.
about them.
Do you sacrifice passengers often?
No, the captain doesn't like it. He says it's bad for business. I said that we were advertising ourselves as offering an exciting tour of the Circle Sea. But he pointed out that most people would expect the tour to be above the water. If I'd had my way, we'd have thrown some people off the last voyage.
Bad omens?
The whole crew had a bad
Good
feeling of
omens.
dread from the moment we set off.
Looking at the state of the ship, that doesn't come as a surprise.
So, for those who not know about the game, if there's anything about there, you get like the da-da-da things. It gives you things you can ask the characters, so the people.
Oh yeah.
So,
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
Or you get shit like that. I don't like that this is though. On the PlayStation, it's flatter against the screen, so you can actually
Yeah, you
see
can't
like
see top of it, like.
yeah. On the PlayStation, it's like a note like than actually like written on the front of the, not angled as such.
What was strange about these
But
passengers?
I
I'm
don't
fine.
know. One of them seemed kind of foreign. I mean, more foreign than most.
That's
Okay.
racist.
It's the 90s.
Okay.
Was there a man named Mundy on the last voyage?
It's funny you should ask that. You're the second person today to have an interest in Mundy.
Who was the first?
A dwarf. He didn't give his name. I don't think he was from round here, though.
What about Mundy? What was he like?
I don't pry into the passenger's business, but for a man who came on board pretty happy, he seemed pretty unsettled when he left. Not that I blame him. Something was definitely amiss on this last voyage.
Do you know where he is now?
Mundy? No. Like I said, I don't pry into passengers' business.
Unless you actually
Why
look
do I
through their
smell
luggage
chocolate?
after they've been washed over the side.
Hey,
Don't look down.
Inferring?
You've turned
I'm
into
not
chocolate.
inferring anything.
It's like, ah!
I'm implying that you might have had
That's
a look at their
Skittles
luggage
advert.
at one point.
Oh God,
If I
no.
had, I certainly wouldn't admit it to you.
Which either
Damn it,
means
and
you
he just,
didn't look,
like,
or you didn't find
Shoves his
anything of
fist down on the
interest.
You
table
better
and the
watch
whole
your
thing
steps,
turns into
son.
Skittles.
It's not
It's
good
like,
to make
Do you know,
actions like that.
I have an issue with
Don't
that,
worry.
right?
Anything
How do you get
we
himself
discuss
dressed?
is strictly between
No one
you,
knows.
me, and anyone else I tell.
Plus, if you touch yourself, would you turn to Skittles? Contacts and
That probably negate it.
What was strange about these passengers?
I don't know. One of them seemed kind of foreign. I
Alright.
mean, more.
We've seen that one. Oh, so we got a new one.
Since that was who I'd learned about that from
We
in the
won't
first
go.
place, I didn't feel I had much to gain by going over old ground.
Okay. So we've got other pages as well. So context of suspects, and we have like the Monday case. So depending on what case we are, we can actually ask about people from previous cases, like the previous bits.
Mm.
So yeah. So yeah, we've got like all the
What
pages.
is this?
It's red velvet.
Oh, don't. Red
I
velvet.
suppressed the urge
Red
to ask for
velvet
money.
chocolate
I was
brownie.
broke, sure,
Ooh,
but
don't.
I wasn't that desperate.
Heated up.
Oh, don't.
I thought I could smell chocolate. I was like, what the?
All right, so we can't do much more of that currently.
Along the length of the wharf were hundreds of posts for mooring ships to. It seemed like a lot of bollards to me.
Hey.
Wow.
Subtle. Subtle, I like it. I feel like it's something else over here.
I couldn't tell.
Is
what
this
the
one of these
goods
pixel
contained,
hunt
and frankly,
games
I
as
didn't
well?
Much care. Outgoing cargo. I needed to know what.
Yeah, so we've done all that. Like, this is a very pixel hunty game because it's dark. I don't know if I can turn it up. Yeah, you can only turn the. I'm gonna turn the music down a tad. What was it? I
Phew, phew.
don't know if you're talking of Italian. Oh God, it's that one, isn't it? Hold on. Is he talking?
Nave.
The Milka was a tramp.
Ah,
That would have been funny if just suddenly Rob Brydon speaking in Italian.
I'm disappointed in a way. I was hoping. Alright, let's save. Yes. Ship. Let's talk about the ship.
The Milka was a tramp schooner, one of the many ramshackle ships that plied their trade around the Circle Sea. From the looks of it, it should have sunk years ago. Even
Wait,
the
we
rats
tried the
thought
boat already?
twice before boarding it.
Oh, okay. Is this one of those
Yeah,
games?
yeah.
My concentration's not as good as it used to be, so I may like click stuff again. Right, so we got that. So we should be able to go somewhere else now. Oh, the accent change. I kind of do. Back to the office, maybe. Oh, okay. Excuse me,
Who
sir.
the fuck are you?
On an ordinary night, I'd sit around waiting for business. But this night, business was coming to me, and bringing trouble with it. Business, I didn't mind. But trouble was an unwelcome guest. And like all unwelcome guests, it was hard to ask it to leave. And by the third day, it was generally wearing your shirts and leaving its stuff in your bathroom.
Hello, Mr. Lewton. I've been expecting you.
I should hope so. This is my office. How'd you get in?
Through the door. It was only locked. I know all about doors.
Good. Use this one to get out.
I have a message for you, Mr. Lewton.
I don't take messages from strangers.
Then let me
Good.
introduce
Use this one to
myself.
get out.
My name is
Wait, you that
Mr.
delayed?
Al-Khali.
I don't
No.
take messages from dwarves named after cities.
That was
I
a...
was too
My
busy
name
laughing.
isn't
Oh,
important.
okay.
You seem to think it
I was going to say, I don't know how it's delayed on Discord.
No, no, it's fine. That just killed me for
I'll
a
bear
second.
that in mind. Now get out.
We're only at the start of the game. There's like... This was a 3-disc game.
That was like the most
This is
perfect retort, though.
Ankh-Morpork. Something untoward may happen to me
I know all
whether I
about
investigate
doors.
this case or
Like,
not.
oh, good,
Now
you
either
could
you
use this
get
one
out
to
or
get
I'll
out.
throw you out.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
He's got a little
Mr.
curly
Lewton.
beard.
Don't say I didn't ignore you, Mr. Al-Khali.
Get the fuck out.
A dwarf named after the Klatchian city of Al-Khali. And a threat. This case was getting more interesting by the minute. All we needed was a troll and a member of the undead, and we could open an ethnic comedy on Broadway.
Da-da-da.
He writes that down as an idea.
I could
If
hardly...
PI business goes down the drain.
I know there's something you do with the door.
I think...
You
Sweat.
open and close it.
No. Right.
That's what doors do.
So, there's a point where you can close the door,
Hmm.
and there's a letter on the other side. I'm just trying to... I think it's in the letter on the other side. I hope it's not bloody no Mandela effect. I hate that
We'll find
before.
out.
So we got the wharf and Newton's office. I don't think we've got anything else yet. Let's go back to the wharf then. Ah! We got someone down here now. Hello, Mr. Sailor.
Something told me I wasn't going to learn anything useful from the sailor. The sailor was busy loading the ship, and I decided not to disturb him.
Well, that doesn't help me at all.
He's not busy at all. He's just standing there.
He's busy, right?
Lies.
Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
When do you sail?
As soon as we've got her loaded.
How much is passage?
Where are you looking to go?
I don't know. Sort, perhaps.
We've
I've already done that.
Did you
Yeah, I've done that
sure?
one.
Hey,
We've gone through that. Gone through them as well.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke.
I should say that. I should say
Still
them.
here.
I suppressed the urge for us for money.
I gave the description of Al-Khali to the first mate, and he recognized it.
yeah, that's the dwarf who was asking about Monday before. Strange little fellow.
A word of advice. Don't use phrases like strange little fellow when you're talking about dwarves. Especially not drunken dwarves, or dwarves like Al-Khali who seem to think they're invulnerable.
Okay, so now we know Mysterious Stranger was that. Can we
I gave the description of Al-Khali to the first mate.
Yeah, that's the dwarf. Strange.
A word.
nothing. Can we
What
get
was strange about these passengers?
a foreign?
I don't know. One of them.
Okay. Well, no, nothing like. Did we talk about milk already?
This is the Milka, isn't it?
That's what it says on the prow.
It's impossible to read anything written on that hull.
Just because you can't read it doesn't mean it isn't there. Reality is subjective.
Don't get all existential.
It was more ontological.
That's a really bad...
I think we've done that one.
I picked up a bad
Oh,
case
did we?
of philosophy
Oh,
in Ephoebe a couple of years ago, and I haven't been able to get rid of it since. Just can't seem to shake it off. Normal as anything one minute. Next moment, I'm wondering if anything can truly be said to exist. A bit of a drawback when you're supposed to be navigating.
Okay, assuming the existence of an objective shared universe, is this the Milka?
Yes.
Can I have a look on board?
No.
No.
That better not be some
Can I
kind
see
of
it?
philosophical
No.
objection.
No one gets on board without Captain Jenkins' permission.
Where is the captain?
I don't know. But you could try the
Hey.
Cafe Ankh. He usually goes there when he's in Ankh-Morpork. If it
He's
exists,
the
of course.
Northern Lights on the ship.
Apologies for skipping out. I thought it was something I'd listened to him say before. That's
This is the Milk.
That's what it says on the prow.
okay. Oh, so I guess we
This is
can.
the Milk.
That's what it's...
I guess we can't revisit that. Sorry about that. I didn't. I hate when I skip it when being an idiot. Right, let's go. Now we can go to Cafe Ankh.
That brownie thing was deceiving as fuck.
What brownie thing? Oh,
The thing that, the
I
food.
thought you meant in here. Was that what you mean?
Nah.
Oh, crowbar.
I figured the golem
Like, it
wouldn't
smelled
notice
like
that the
chocolate.
crowbar had gone missing.
And then you
Not
try
that
and
I'm
eat it,
saying
and
it
it
didn't
tastes
need
fruity,
it,
and you're like, what
Just
the
that
fuck?
I'd figured I'd get away
No.
with stealing it.
We got a crowbar.
I decided not to try stealing the wine barrels. The cart was being loaded with barrels of wine. Apart from the
Too
wine,
sickly.
I can't say I was
I like
interested.
sickly stuff. I'm weird like that.
I wouldn't mind if it was actually chocolate, but that was like weird fruity flavour stuff, and I was like, this isn't chocolate.
That's fruit, you liar.
Don't try and hide it from me. Blingy, 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 blingy.
You can't recall if the whiskey knocked you flat, or if everything was a blur when you met her.
Blah, blah.
All that you remember are the tunes of a vampire, a melancholy tune about impending doom.
Yuck.
Suppose that was raspberry sauce filling. That was not a filling, that was topping.
A cask of stale, broken drum ale, wondering how long till you meet again on the bank of the Ankh. Too much to drink, you could barely even think. Too much bare heart.
I thought I told you never to play that song again. Oh, sorry, Mr. Lewton. It's just I wasn't expecting you to call by tonight, and
Play it again, Sam.
you weren't expecting me? It's only been 8 years, Samael. I guess my memory ain't what it used to be. I don't know why Samael put up with my temper. He could have broken every bone in my body if he'd wanted to, but
'Cause
that's
he's
what made
nicer
him
than you.
special, I guess. That he'd take almost any kind of abuse from the clientele, and he'd still be there at the piano, playing better than anyone else in Ankh-Morpork.
I like it's a slight nod to Casablanca.
Yep.
Yet to see that film. Why not? I've seen so many clips over the years. I've pretty much seen most of the film.
Guess you don't need to see it.
I've lost my cursor. There we go. Because this is supposed to be like, this is stretched from 800, 600. If I move my cursor ever so slightly, that's not like, that's me ever so slightly. If I move it really fast, if I just move it normally, it flies off the screen. Nobby.
Hello, Nobby.
Hello, Lewton. How you been keeping?
I've been worse. Of course, I've been better, too. And I've been a hell of a lot better and not much worse.
That's good, isn't it?
Don't worry. If Commander Vimes sees us together,
Isn't it?
I'll tell him I made you talk to me.
It's not that I don't like you, Lewton. I mean, we was
He's
friends
talking to
and all,
himself.
but it's just, well,
It's just he'd bite your head off if he saw you talking to me.
he'd go spare.
Hello. Nan.
He's not exactly the friend.
How you been keeping, Nobby? How's the
Yes.
rest of the watch?
Not so bad, Lewton. Been keeping myself busy.
Talking of the
Been
what?
working with
There
Sergeant
was apparently
Colon.
a TV
How is
show
old
about it
fatty
ages ago.
colon?
Still fat.
You mean the
I'll
one
tell
that
him
got
I
recently
saw you.
released?
No, you won't.
And
Yeah.
it was, and
Okay, so maybe I
Rihanna
won't.
said,
I
"I
was
had
just
nothing
being
to do with
treated.
this."
Polite.
I don't know
yeah, that's
anything
the
about
one.
it.
Basically, people saying don't watch it because it's nothing like.
Yeah, apparently it's like really.
They've taken the name.
poorly-
They've literally
Yeah.
taken the names from it and then gone, "Yeah,
I
this is
guess
to
I
watch." It's
never
like,
really
no,
understood
it's
why
not.
it was that you didn't get
You made
kicked
it
out as
modern.
well,
Don't
Nobby.
make it.
Me?
Yeah.
I ain't never done nothing wrong.
And
Don't
yeah,
give me
and
that, Nobby.
Rihanna said like,
When you were
we had
serving as
nothing
It was
to do with
American.
this.
under
There you
the
go.
Duke of Pseudopolis. It was widely
like-
known
The problem is
that
they got some
several
really good
items
actors
from
in
the
it,
stores
but
were found in your kit.
it
Just
wasn't.
That was all
straight
above board.
far from
I
the
had
source
all the
material
paperwork
that's-
for him.
Mm.
Your kit at the
Nothing like
time
it.
consisted of 2 warehouses. I just think Vimes had a grudge against me.
Lewton, I know you're my friend and all, but you took a bribe.
Are you trying to tell me you never took a bribe?
Never.
The ham from Harga's House of Ribs?
Evidence.
The pocket clock from the suicide in the
Evidence.
shades?
I wanted something to remember him by.
The money in the petty cash box?
Mislaid by someone.
Misappropriated by you?
I never misanthropated anything.
I just want to understand why it was that you could get away with all your petty theft, and I couldn't get away with one act of weakness.
Well, you see,
Just say it, Nobby. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
well, I reckon Mr. Vimes thinks that a bit of petty theft ain't something to get excited about. I ain't admitting anything, mark you. Nothing's ever been proved. Compared to some of the stuff that goes on in this city. But someone who's taken a bribe, well, that's like allowing the rich to avoid justice.
That wasn't why I did it.
I know. But you know Vimes.
Yeah, I know Vimes all right.
Yeah.
I know Vimes all right.
We've. Sorry.
What's Vimes up to these days?
He got married.
Married? He was only ever married to his job.
Nah, straight up. He married into nobility.
Old Stoneface in the nobility. That'd drive him crazy.
Well, he's sort of nobility himself now.
What?
They made him commander of the watch. And we got a great new premises down on Pseudopolis Yard. They're full of paintings and vases and all sorts.
Full?
Well, maybe not as full as when we moved in, but pretty full.
I'll have to call round
Yeah, and she got
sometime.
no say in
Yeah,
it
that'd
either.
be good. We got a lot more members in the watch these days. And we got a new dartboard.
Life in the fast lane, huh? Do you seriously think it's a good idea for me to call around? I mean, Vimes isn't gonna like it.
Whatever you may think about him, he's loyal to his job. I can't say he'll welcome you with open arms, but he won't stop you.
Can I offer you this purse?
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke. Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar.
Tempting as it was.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty. Wait
She's
till
an
I'm
opera
back
singer.
at the yard.
Do you know anything about some passengers that came into town by ship a few days ago?
That's not much to go on.
You're a corporal in the watch. You're supposed to have a keen, insightful mind.
They brought that regulation in after I joined.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al Kali?
I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty. Wait till I'm back at the yard.
Tough. Tell me about the milker.
Have you heard of the Milka? It arrived in town a short time ago.
How long ago?
3 days.
That's strange.
Why?
Well, there's been a string of odd murders in the last 3 days.
What do you mean, odd? I mean, this is Ankh-Morpork we're talking about.
I'm not sure I should discuss the details with a pavilion.
A civilian, Nobby. How much have you had to drink?
I'm
God,
as
he's an
sober as
idiot.
the day I was born.
That's a frightening thought.
Da-da-da.
We've learned something new, and we've got a new place to go. Ba-da-da.
Since that was who I'd learned about that from in the first place, I didn't
Oh,
feel I had
I hate the
much to
fucking
gain
word
by
inspired.
going over old ground.
Doesn't always mean what it means.
Mhm.
That word you keep saying. I don't think.
That word you keep saying. I don't think it means what you think.
Alright. Goodbye, Nobby.
I'll catch you later, Nobby. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, don't get caught doing anything I wouldn't do.
Go talk to Captain Jenkins. Just ever so slowly. Come on, Lewton. Do you always love about his game? Do
Freedom.
you always love about his name as well?
That depends on who's asking.
His name is.
Don't play
I'm from Lewton.
games. I'm just after a few answers.
That song really put you in a bad mood, didn't it?
If you're trying to get me angry, it's working.
No need to get upset. You need to drink more and think less.
If I drank
Yeah.
any more than I do now, I'd never think again.
That's the ticket.
So, you're the captain of the Milka.
It's really annoying. I can't have my lollies.
Unfortunately,
Ordinarily,
You
you'd
run
be
out.
happy being a captain.
Oh
of a
wait, no, you
flying
can't.
ship
You
like
just
the
can't have him.
Milka. But after this last
I wish I could
voyage,
show you what
you're
it,
gonna
like,
take
my
it
gum looks like now, but
farming.
tough
Oh.
journey.
It's
I
gross.
don't want to
Yes.
talk about it.
I showed Star. I said, "Do you want to see my tooth?" And she went, "Yeah." So I actually showed her the teeth. It's not that bad, to be honest. You just see the hole in the side of it.
What was so bad about the last voyage?
I told you I don't want to talk
Oh,
about
I don't
it.
care.
Sometimes it helps to talk about these things.
Why would I want to talk about it?
All right, let's put that another way. I want to talk about it, and the sooner I finish talking to you, the sooner you can get back to drinking.
By that logic, my
my,
best bet would be to just ignore you and carry
wisdom
on
tooth and the
drinking.
tooth next to
I
it
was
removed.
never much good at logic. I did
I've got the
home
tooth
economics
still.
in school.
I asked them for the teeth, but the one next to my wisdom tooth, it literally had a massive hole, like a bit like I can't describe it without showing. I'm not going to show on stream the tooth. I doubt you want to see it. But I was supposed to just. Oh, I think I've got the picture still of the X-ray. I'll show the X-ray. I can find it on my computer. On my computer. There we go.
Hooter.
So, hold on. I'm just going to rotate sideways. So, that black bit there, is the hole in my tooth. And that's the wisdom tooth. And it basically carved... Well, the food kept getting trapped there. It basically, in a way, carved out, or worn away... it wasn't even a crack. It was literally a straight-up hole. And it got to the point I got a bit of food stuck in it, and it was hitting the nerve. So that's why I had to... eventually I got it removed. But it kind of cost 65 quid. So...
I was hoping you'd let me
It
have a look
it was
around on the
quite
Milka.
affordable, but it means that now I've got to pay
hoping that I was gonna
65 back
make
to my
enough
mum.
money to be able
Or
to
75.
buy myself a harem of exotic dancers called Chantel. But it looks like we're both going to be disappointed.
But yeah.
Is there any way I can persuade you to let me on your ship?
Is there any way I can persuade you to go away?
The sucking action, yes.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
There's no one I know.
Nor I know.
On your last voyage, there were 3 passengers, right? Mundy and 2
Yeah,
others.
I've heard about dry
You tell
socket.
me. You seem
Yeah.
to know more about my shit
Luckily,
than
I think
do.
it's formed
I
over
just
enough
wanna know
now.
what you can remember
Like
about
it's been the blood
I
clot's
remember that we
done.
picked them up
It's
in
got the
that
white
boat,
film over it now. So
and
I
I know
think
they
that's supposed to
had
be
a lot of
the.
cargo. Oh,
I read
and
collagen.
one was a woman,
I'd just leave it
and
for
one
as long
was a
as...
man.
Oh yeah.
I think.
You
Possible.
think
I do a
he
salt
was
rinse about
man?
3 or
There
4
was
times a
something
day,
particularly foreign about him. I'm not sure.
or more of a
what.
salt shake. I
Where's
just
Ecclepon?
I
Up near
like,
the
head
hub.
back and forth. I don't want to
God's
I don't want to go
forsaken place.
because I don't
All
want to
there
ruin
is
it.
to do There is drink and eat fish
Still get-
sandwiches with no
I know.
touch.
I'm hoping to
Sounds
God.
like
My
a
mum had
long
it when
way
she had her
from the
tooth
Circle
removed.
C.
So
We got
I'm hoping I'm
lost,
lucky.
all right. It's easy to mix up port and starboard when you've drunk too
no,
much.
I don't
port.
drink from straws
Are
anyway.
they still on board?
No, we dropped them in Ankh-Morpork. And before you ask, I have no idea what they were doing here. That's not my business.
I was beginning to realize that Captain Jenkins only had 2 questions to ask his passengers.
Questions.
Where are you going?
Questions.
And how much money have you got?
Oh, I've lost my mouse. Oh, there we go.
What do you know about
It's
a
down to
dwarf
those,
named
yeah.
Al-Khali?
They're
I've read
not
about
what
it.
I
Ugh.
know.
I don't want it.
What do you know about a woman named...
They're no.
Right, so... What else can we ask him? Let's ask him about his ship.
The Milka looks like a good ship.
You know nothing about ships, do you? She looks like exactly what she is. A run-down tramp schooner with no future.
Any chance I could look around her anyway?
All I want to do is get the cargo loaded and get out of this god's-forsaken city.
Ooh,
I don't need people snooping around on board.
Monday.
I understand you are carrying a man named Mundy on your ship.
What's it to you?
I was hoping to find him.
Owes you money, does he?
No, he's an old friend.
Him? You must think I'm as drunk as I look.
Aren't you?
Well, okay, so maybe I am. What did you want to know?
Where is he now?
I've no idea. We picked him up in Sort a couple of weeks ago and we brought him here. That's about all I want to know about him.
Did he say what he was coming to Ankh-Morpork for?
I think he said he was meeting someone.
Who?
Now, I can barely remember my own name, let alone something I overheard through a doorway last week.
But you remembered that much? Oh, I remember this really vivid detail, but not much more.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start it.
Okay. Do you know if they ever remaster this and it got achievements? I know it'd just be like use crowbar on so many amount of people. Right, let's save because I'm not losing the progress. Because this is a game that's basically running on someone basically has. I see. He's gone. Nobby's gone. Oh, I'm going to that side. This game's basically running on a modified exe file. So it shouldn't. It's running on magic basically. It shouldn't be running.
Although I could really
but
have used
due
one.
to like obviously like fans are like, okay, I'll try and get this working on modern things, and they've managed to.
Hello again.
I know. I didn't want to go to you. Because of that, I'm able to play it, but I'm still cautious. Like I don't want it to randomly crash because it's a possibility it can crash because it's like when Grim Fandango years ago. If you tried to get it running on modern PCs, it would have so many issues. It would go like way too fast or way too slow. So there was a file you used to have to use, which you had to run it, and it was like a slider to slow down the CPU just so it would run properly. But yeah.
I headed over to Pseudopolis Yard, but Nobby wasn't there yet. I decided to come back later.
Well, that doesn't help me at all. What else we got? The office. We can't go anywhere else yet. We'll just go back to the office. Anything there? No, nothing there yet. So we got go back to the wharf. Oh, we got the crowbar, haven't we?
Use it. Break the boxes.
I didn't much like being jammed into a crate and loaded onto the ship, but I could think of worse fates. Like being jammed into a crate full of rats and loaded onto the ship. What's your name then, little fellow?
Bill.
The hold was dark and dank, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone.
Flotsam and label.
I thought I could see a label amongst the wreckage. I pulled the label out of the wreckage. It had
wreckaged the
writing
label.
that I couldn't understand. It was just flotsam. The bilge water was littered with flotsam that looked like the remains of a smashed crate.
Okay.
So, do you guys realise there's water in your boat, or?
Lair.
There was nothing of value in the debris. It looked lived in. The question was, by what?
Okay.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Oh. Psst. Oh, fuck. Okay, so we can go out there. I wonder what's out there then.
Something.
Because we don't want to... Obviously, we're not supposed to be on the boat. Ooh, okay.
I wasn't about to tear the bedpost off the bed.
I'm looking up.
There were some strange scratches on the bedpost, which looked as if they'd been caused by either a wild animal or a man with very bad dental hygiene. What they meant was anyone's guess.
Anything else?
A perfectly ordinary bunk bed. I
Sus.
searched a bunk and found a small scrap of cardboard. It could have been anything. There was a number on the back. Either a 6 or a 9. It was hard to say.
Da-da-da-da.
I searched one of the bunks but found nothing useful, and nothing I wanted to think too closely about.
Gross.
A bunk bed like any other.
Alright, so...
I'd managed to remain hidden on the ship, but I knew my luck couldn't last forever, because I'd stopped being lucky around age 12. The first mate looked less than happy, but I don't think he saw who I was as I dived in elegantly onto the Ankh. Fortunately, the crust of the Ankh was soft that night, and I escaped both injury and discovery, although I needed 2 baths just to feel dirty.
Right, so we have new stuff. Come on, Lewton. Wipe me here. Let me click you. Wait, let me save first because I don't want to accidentally break something. I'm going to press other keys. Ah, we go. F2. F2 opens that. That's F3. Okay.
The scrap of cardboard I'd found in one of the bunks on the Milka had a number on it, either a 6 or a 9. Although the crowbar was a lot heavier than a set of skeleton keys, it was more versatile. I guess if lockpicks were invented for thieves, the crowbar was invented for the private investigator. I'd pulled the label out of the flotsam in the bilge water of the Milka.
I'm on to you, door. I know you got secrets.
I'm on to you.
I headed over to Sudan.
Come on, Nobby. Cafe Ankh, I guess. Oh, wait. Can we... There's nowhere up here. Okay. Oh, what was that? Oh. Can I not go down there?
There was no use trying to talk to the golem. It couldn't speak.
Or can it? No. And slide over there. Onto the Ankh, not into the...
I decided not to disturb Samael while he was working. Hello again.
Hello yourself.
Nom, nom, nom.
So, you're the captain for tough journey.
Yeah, okay, we've done that. I guess once we've talked to him once, you don't really need to talk to him again using the mail thing. Okay, there's nothing else in that one then. Ah! Oh my God.
Hello again.
Hello.
So difficult.
I didn't want to show Captain Jenk. I didn't want...
Oh my God. Who else can... I can't think of who else to talk to then. Anybody in this corner yet? No. He's starting that key every time. Alright, Lewton's office. There's nothing in there. Can't go there yet. Oh, wait. Oh. Hey, you can finally go here. I guess we needed to pick up the things from the wharf then. Okay. No music. Oh, there we go.
No music. Burp.
Wah wah.
Hello again, Nobby.
Hello, Lewton.
Did I disturb you?
No. What made you think that?
Well, there appears to be smoke coming from your ear.
Oh, that. Well, I've been working hard, you see.
Working so hard that your ears have caught fire. Don't worry about it, Nobby. It's not like I'm going to report you.
I have been working, see?
Oh, sure. I never doubted it for a second.
Sure.
How's work treating you then?
Not so bad, Lewton. I've been busy, though. Rushed off my feet.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right. Let's talk to you about... Let's get down to brass tacks, as they say.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Never heard of him.
Oh, fuck.
I don't suppose you've investigated the passengers on the Milka, have you?
Of course I have.
Sorry, but you're not the most, diligent of investigators.
I work as hard as any man of my rank.
You're the only man of your rank. There's 3 dwarfs, 2 troll, a woman and a zombie with the same rank as you, but you're the only human male. I know you're human because you carry a bit of paper to prove it, signed by the midwife. The maleness, I'll take that on trust.
Do you want me to help you or not?
What have you got?
Well, I interviewed one of the passengers.
What did you learn?
That's official watch business.
You didn't learn anything, did you?
Not as such, no.
Any chance I could interview this passenger?
I don't see why not. She's down in the Cafe Ankh now.
Ugh.
Well, that's something, I guess.
Trawl all the way back.
Do you know a dwarf by the name of Al-Khali?
Never heard of him.
Alkali.
How did you know he
Alkali.
was male, then?
You can't trick me. Everyone knows dwarves don't use the female pronoun.
Okay.
Progressive.
Mind you, I've always wondered what a female pronoun was.
One of nature's wonderful mysteries, Nobby.
Is it normally kept covered or what?
I'm going to leave it to your rather uninventive imagination, Nobby.
Poor Nobby.
Have you learned anything about the Milka?
Yeah, not as such, no.
You go to great lengths to
Do you
conceal
keep it
how
covered
little
up?
work you do, don't you?
Hey,
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
never heard of him.
Oh, fuck. Right. Let's see if this.
Does this mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
Can you
No.
read this?
No.
Give me a break, Lewton. I don't know everything.
I suppressed the... I was...
Okay.
Tempting as it was.
Okay. Just got to check. Anything else we can go? No. Let's go then.
The troll
hello.
stepped out of the shadows like light was too intimidated to illuminate him. He seemed like the quiet sort, but you got the feeling that if you stepped out of line, you'd get your teeth kicked down your throat. For that matter, he could kick your throat down your chest and your chest through your legs. But I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, because none of my clothes would fit.
Find Therma.
Sorry, friend, I don't understand.
Find Therma.
You want me to find Therma? Is that it? Well, what is it? A person? A thing? Look, if we're going to carry out a conversation, it'd help for you to talk.
Find Therma.
Okay, find Therma. What's your name, friend? There was something about a troll that big that made you want to call him friend.
Malachite. Find Therma. You've got to find her.
I wasn't about to argue with a troll that could twist my head off and use it as a cocktail onion. Okay, friend, what can you tell me about her?
Cocktail
Any
onion.
suggestions of where I should start looking?
Used to sing at the Octarine Ballad. Find Therma. Got to find Therma.
I
How
think we've
can
got
I
to find Therma.
contact you?
Find Therma.
That was all he said. I guess he wasn't very bright. But then there's
Find
things under damp logs that are
Therma.
brighter than most trolls.
Oh,
Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Cool. I've lost the mouse again. There we
We've
go.
got find again.
Find Malachite, I think.
Okay.
We need to go back to the cafe inn because there was that person waiting in the corner, if I remember correctly. If I had a cursor. Hello, cursor. I've lost the cursor.
Hello, cursor, my old friend.
Wait, hold on.
I am Groot.
The whiskey knocked you flat, or if everything was a...
I thought I told you never to Ilsa. I thought I would never see her again.
Okay, that's
I
why it was...
prayed that I'd never see
You're not giving
her
my
again.
cursor.
But
It's
either
lagging.
the gods didn't listen,
I'm
or they were
Groot.
having a laugh at my expense. Knowing the gods of the Discworld, I had a pretty good idea which. Play it again, Sam. You know what? No one's ever going to believe you said that. Hello, Ilsa. How long's it been?
Too long.
Okay.
That's funny. I was thinking that it wasn't long enough.
Aren't you pleased to see me?
Sure. Like a jellyfish praying for the tide to come in.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
Back then, you always knew what to say.
I still know what to say. I just choose not to.
You're getting a big kick out of making me feel cheap, aren't you? Well, maybe I had it coming.
Hey, don't take my side. You'll take all the fun out of it.
I've lost the cursor. Oh, God damn it.
Cursor is gone.
There we go.
I spent years rehearsing what I'd say if I saw you again. What I'd ask you. I tried to imagine what you'd say.
But now I'm here. You can't think of anything to say?
Now you're here, and I just want to slap you. Just once. Across the cheek.
What will that prove?
That I still haven't forgiven you.
You're not making this easy, Lewton.
Did you think I would? Did you think I'd just come bouncing up to you like a trained puppy? Maybe I'd wag my tail and wait for you to throw me a stick. Well, I'm never going to be another woman's dog for as long as I live.
That's cruel.
Not as cruel as the day you left me.
Oof. The song.
What made you ask for that song?
I was feeling sentimental.
It's good to know that you still remember me.
How could I forget?
I don't know. But you managed to leave. I figured you'd probably manage to forget as well.
Never.
I tried to forget you. I tried to forget the day you left. I tried to forget the good times. I tried to drown your memory in cheap whiskey.
Did you forget?
I don't remember.
Whiskey.
I still remember you. That's what the song means to me. It's everything that's good about our time together.
You got lucky, Elsa. You got all the good memories, and I got all the bad.
It didn't have to be like that.
It's always like that. I suppose you have some explanation for what you did. Some pat excuse that'll make everything all right.
There's no excuse for what I did.
At least we agree on one thing.
Why do you hate me so much?
Because I had everything when I had you. And when you left, you took everything with you. It's easy to hate someone who took it all away from you.
It hurts to hear you talk like this.
Good.
Good.
You bitch.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
I've not met them. Sorry.
You're no use to me.
Tell me one thing, Ilsa. Are you involved in these murders?
What?
The murders. They started when you arrived in town.
I can't believe that you would think such a thing. That's terrible. I mean, I know I've done some bad things, but I've never killed anyone in all my life.
Just checking.
Carlotta.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Mysterious
So,
passengers.
you came in on the Milka, did you?
Yes.
Alone.
No. I came with a companion.
It figures.
What?
Women like you are never alone.
I've been alone.
You know nothing about loneliness.
You know
You know
nothing.
nothing about what it's like to
Jon
not
Snow.
know why you've been abandoned. You don't know what it's like to watch your career slip away because the one thing you care about has been taken from you. You don't know what it's like to spend years going into restaurants and asking for a table for one.
You don't eat in restaurants.
Brooding.
Okay, but if I did, that's what I'd ask for.
Why did you ask about the Milka?
You came aboard in Ecclepon, right? With a man.
Yes, his name's Two Conkers. How did you know?
It's my job to know.
You're being paid to find out where people board ships?
No, I'm a private investigator.
We've just learned I'm a private investigator. So right, you've got more on it now.
Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named Two Conkers. For now, that was all I needed to know.
But
Ilsa had told...
No, I didn't... Click on that page.
Ilsa had told me, for now... Have you met a man named Mundy?
Yes, there was a man named Mundy on the ship we came in on. He kept himself to himself mostly.
What can you tell me about him?
He seemed nervous.
Anything else?
I remember him going down to the cargo hold at one point. He looked really shifty, as if he was hiding something.
Is that it?
That's all I can think of.
Okay.
That's all I can think of.
Can you read this?
Yes, it says Pier 5.
What language?
Agatean.
How do you know an obscure language like that?
Actually, Two Conkers is from the counterweight continent. I learnt it from him.
I thought that people weren't allowed to leave the Agatean Empire.
Oh, things have freed up these days.
I'd be careful who you tell about Two Conkers, Ilsa.
Why?
People can be funny about foreigners, and there's always been rumors about the Empire. They say they use powerful magic there. The last time one of them arrived here, the city got burned down.
Two Conkers isn't going to burn the city down.
You know that, and I know that. But the average man on the street doesn't know that. They see the unknown as a threat.
Why? Two Conkers is harmless. No one's that stupid.
Let me let you in on a little-known secret. You know how stupid the average person is?
I think so, yes.
Well, statistically, half of them are even dumber than that.
You learned that half of them are even dumber than that.
I found this on the Milka. Does it mean anything to you?
A piece of cardboard with a number on it?
I think it might have something to do with Mundy.
If you've constructed murder and a giant conspiracy out of that, I'm going to be
plausible.
very impressed.
Not
It does.
yet, but I'm working on it.
Can I ask money?
I suppressed the... Tempting as it was, I decided...
Okay. I want to see what it actually has for different
Don't
people.
go far. I might want to shout at you again.
I'm sorry, Lewton.
Not sorry enough.
He's a bit salty, isn't he?
A bit.
Tad. P5. I can't see. That guy is so hidden.
I take it you're the watchman for this warehouse?
Wow, you're sharp. People never work that out. I mean, there are
You're
so
sharp.
many reasons that I might want to be out here.
I like
on
the colour.
here in the middle of nowhere. But you went
I like the fact it's
straight
like
to the
blindingly
fact
bright. I can't
that
actually
I'm
see.
a
I can't focus on the background.
Well done.
That's a real talent you've got there. It usually takes me much longer to take a dislike for someone. Let me guess. Not only are you the watchman for this warehouse, but you are so bored that anyone who comes along is a target for abuse.
Back.
You're good. I'll give you that. Sharp as a pancake. What brings you here?
Research. I'm on an
What kind of
investigation.
pancakes are you having?
You with the watch?
No, I work alone.
So you're a criminal.
I'm sitting up straight.
This
I'm
is
sitting up straight.
Ankh-Morpork.
Weird
We're
beard
all
patch
guilty
there.
of something.
Sit up
I'm not. Pure as the driven snow.
Oh, yeah? Well, you've just
See my
directly
kitty top.
violated the patrician's laws about groundless metaphor.
What?
Well, can you prove to me that you're as pure as snow?
Ah,
Oh,
but
hydrate
that
there.
wasn't a metaphor. That
Frozen
was a
pancake.
simile.
Because, of course, the patrician is going to be swayed by
Who-
a
who freezes
pedantic
pancakes?
defense like that.
I guess you have a
I'm sorry,
point.
who even puts pancakes away? They just go straight into your mouth?
Tempting as it was, I decided.
Okay.
I suppressed.
Could try it.
Have you seen any labels like this before?
It's like, where can I store these
Oh,
pancakes?
sure.
In my mouth.
Where?
Thanks. Oh.
On crates.
I have this inescapable feeling that I could try and get some useful information out of you about this, but that it wouldn't be worth the time and effort I'd have to spend on the way.
I'd go with that feeling if I were you.
Does this mean anything to you?
No.
That's nothing to do with me.
Duh. Right. Notebook.
When I gave Mundy's description to the watchman, he became animated. Well, not
More-
that animated, but
I was
more
gonna say.
animated than he had been.
That's the one. He tried to break into the warehouse the other night.
You're sure?
Or maybe I just like stringing you along for fun.
What happened?
I scared him off. I'd like to know where he is now, though. It doesn't look good to have people get away with breaking into a place like this. Bad for our reputation.
Oh, I'm sure. Because everyone respects you, and this would just put a total stop to all those dinner party invitations.
Oi. Watch it.
Oi. Watch it.
Heard of the Milka?
Sure. Put it in my coffee,
It's a ship.
Yeah, I know. Just winding you up.
Well, I'm already about as tightly wound as I'm going to get. Unless you were planning to use me as an alarm clock, I'd start thinking about being cooperative.
Where's the fun in that?
The Milka?
Oh, yeah. All I can tell you is that they unloaded their cargo here.
What was their cargo?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. That'd be violating Watchman cargo confidentiality.
There's no such thing.
Oh, all right. I just don't want to tell you then. Satisfied?
Ecstatic.
I just don't want to tell you then.
When I gave...
Oh,
well,
right. Crap, I can't go for that.
oh, what happened?
I
I didn't mean to click that.
Boy.
Okay, right. Firm a case. See if we can find anything from that.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry, I don't get to socialise much with this job. It's the night work, you know.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Sorry, it...
Helpful.
Real helpful.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork?
That's nothing to do with me.
Is that a yes?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sorry, it's...
Done. Okay.
I gave the watchman Al Kali's description. He didn't recognize it.
Oh. We didn't want to voice that.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Didn't bother.
Sorry,
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry.
Do you know anything?
Sorry. I don't get to socialise much with this job.
I have a feeling I'll see you later.
I can't wait.
Oh god, that was a drag. I've lost the mouse. There we go. Okay, why is he walked all
I
the way around
couldn't
there just
carry
to
the crates even if I wanted to. I couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly, I didn't much care.
But why?
The doors led into the warehouse itself, but the watchman wasn't about to let me in.
Okay. Pier 5, Octarine Parrot. So we haven't been to here yet.
I'd heard of the Octarine Parrot. It made other dives sound appealing. What a place. I could feel the rats in the walls. Hell, I could see the rats in the walls. In fact, some of them had come out of the walls and were sitting at the tables.
Oh, no, his word is closer.
I couldn't imagine who would pay attention to the notices in a seedy dive like the Parrot, but I guess they were of interest to someone. Come and see the greatest historical tragedy ever told, Antilogy in Cleffatara, Whell's masterpiece as 'twas meant to be performed by actors.
Any more?
Eat at Harga's House of Ribs. All you can gobble for $1, menu available. Famous wherever huge appetites gather and mountainous stomachs rumble. The amazing panacea that cures all known ills. Cut me own throat dibblers, genuine authentic soggy Mountain Dew. Guaranteed to cure all problems or your money back. Ah, there's some small print. Guarantee will not be honored.
Oh dear.
Come and see the...
Okay. She stopped talking now. I know we know her name, apparently.
Can we talk?
Certainly look that way. Move mouth, waggle tongue. Yeah, it all working.
My name's Lewton.
Sapphire.
I could already tell that
Sassy.
Sapphire was a troll who could look after herself. I knew I'd have to watch my step around her. It was quite a long way around her, too, and not the pretty way. You been a singer here long?
Long enough.
Long enough for what?
Long enough to want to be singing somewhere else.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd tell you about myself in 4 words. Big ideas, small results.
Why did you become a singer?
Aren't many jobs for a troll like me. And at least this one honest.
Is honesty important to you?
As much as anything else.
I'm guessing nothing much matters to you right now, Sapphire.
You catch on quick, Lewton.
Mankin.
What do you know
Keeney.
about the barman?
Mankin? Not much. Know that him
Hey,
a bigger
Stace. How you
loser
doing?
than me.
How come?
Hello.
He owns this place. At least Sapphire leave if Sapphire wants to.
Why don't you leave?
Where would I go? No place on disc for a troll like me. Spend our whole lives waiting for break. Just one chance to come our way that can seize in both hands tightly. But it never come. Or if it do, we don't recognize it. So we go back to grind of job we hate. And just keep on ticking each day. One
big family
step
gathering.
closer to end.
Do you do children's parties?
Alright, let's ask some questions.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Ask too many questions and a girl loses interest.
I only asked you one.
I gave Sapphire Mundy's description in the hope that she'd seen him around.
Don't ring no bells, honey, but that don't mean much. We get lots of humans through here, and they all look the same to me.
Okay.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Sapphire know a lot of people, but don't know everyone, mister.
What do you know about a dwarf named Alcon?
How are you doing,
Sapphire
Stace?
know a lot of people.
Okay.
I don't suppose you'd know a big troll called Malachite.
Sure, he troll a few words, 'cause he don't know that many.
Do you know where I could find him?
Sapphire not seen him in years.
Yeah, new
You
location.
try Rodin's workshop. He used to hang out there.
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh, a troll singer named Therma.
What's so funny?
Huh, nothing. Sure, Sapphire know her.
Know where I could find her?
Try morgue. She dead. Her house on Tallow
She
Street collapsed
dead.
while back now. We trolls may be tough, but we're not
Kids are part,
indestructible.
they played football and dodgeball
Rumor
and
say
kickball
she
3
was
times now.
practicing her
Backwards.
moves and knocked out load-bearing beam. Brought whole place
You poor
down
thing.
on top of her. That's why. Sapphire never practiced.
That's the only reason.
That, and I don't wanna.
Know where she's buried?
Sapphire don't know, but think they buried her under stage name Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone?
Sure, on account of how attractive she was.
Right. Anything else? Ah, that's what we need.
Word is there's been a lot of strange murders recently.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why not?
There are a lot of strange people in this city.
We did that one, didn't we?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sapphire.
Okay, no. Milka?
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Ask too many.
Monday?
I gave Sapphire Monday's...
Don't ring.
No. Alright.
Tempting as it was, I was...
I feel like it's going to be used at some point for a character.
Can you read this?
Ask too many.
Does this...
Ask too...
Okay. I get the
Too
point.
many questions.
I don't know if there's anything new.
Eat that hard...
Yeah. Let's go talk to Mankini.
Can I help you?
You could sell me a drink.
What's your poison?
I'd prefer whiskey, straight, with a whiskey chaser.
You didn't come here to drink, did you?
Well, I didn't
She
come
just
here
whiskey.
for the sparkling conversation. Most of the customers go squeak, squeak.
He's got no eyes.
I think he's supposed to be like a...
This seems like
not
a
an
nice
elf.
place.
No, it doesn't. It seems like what it is. A wretched
sure
hive of
Dee will
scum
know.
and villainy.
It's tough to get to the top in that field. You could have that on a sign outside. Come to the Octarine Parrot, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy this side of the Ankh.
Are you being funny?
Apparently not.
You look a little nervous.
I can't shake the feeling that sooner or later someone is going to get their arm cut off. Have you always owned the parrot?
No. It used to be a troll bar. I took over the place after the riots.
Did you keep any of the staff?
Sure, I kept anyone who wanted to stay, and wasn't too badly injured by the riots. But there's something about a group of rioting trolls that makes people reluctant to walk back into a place.
Or indeed unable? Did you keep any singers on the staff?
Only Sapphire.
Tell me about Sapphire.
Why don't you just talk to her yourself?
I already have.
Just don't bother her while she's working, alright?
It's not often I see a half-elf
half-elf,
bartender.
Be honest. It's not often you see a half-elf.
Okay, you got me. What's the deal?
I don't like to talk about it.
I thought elves were supposed to be irrepressibly likable, so that they can get away with whatever acts of cruelty they want. Like cats.
Well, I'm not an elf, alright?
That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone can see that you've got elf blood in you, but you've got none of the advantages. All you get is people's prejudice.
I don't like your manner.
I'm not selling it. Does this mean anything to you?
A tiny piece of cardboard means you've got far too much time on your hands.
It's going to mean something.
Can you read this?
Nope.
Wait.
Does this mean anything?
I just had an idea.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to. I suppressed the... I was...
Okay. Can I drag?
Until later, Mankin.
Oh wait, let's save first. Can I drag? There you go. Ah, okay. I was hoping I could join them together.
Hope.
Although the crowbar was a lot heavier than a set of... I guess if... I didn't think...
Because I was thinking attaching that to that, but then it makes sense. Right, we got more stuff open now.
Joy.
Oh, that's right in the back of my ear. That makes no sense. Because it would only be able to do anything in that circle. Unless that goes up.
At first glance, Rodin looked like a typical sculptor. On closer examination, I decided he was much less. You wouldn't happen to be Rodin, would you?
Ah, I know that one. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Take your time.
Yes. Yes, I think I am Rodin. How can I be sure?
Beats me. I had a note from my mother the day they did philosophy at school.
You must conceive form in depth.
Why?
Do you know, I don't remember.
It figures.
What do you make of this?
I stared at the statue he was working on. Face to face with art.
There's a purple
we
pixel
shuffle our
right
feet
underneath
and
the hammer.
apologize. We
On the
say,
left-hand side.
I don't know much about art, but I know what I like.
You'll see
well,
in a second.
Most people do. I can't
You
even
see it?
say I know what I like. But that's not the point.
Next
the
to the
point
candle.
is that if knowing what you like is good enough for shoes and drinks and women,
I honestly
what's
can't
wrong
see
with
it.
applying the same rule to art? I guess people don't like to look stupid. Personally, I think art's for guys who couldn't do basic maths.
Do you like it?
There, like, next to the candle.
Well, I don't know much about
Oh,
art.
right. It's like a
Sometimes
pinky
I could be
purple.
such
Yeah.
a coward.
I know it's the weirdest things.
Just like home in on these things.
So you're a sculptor then?
Oh, it's gone now. Oh, there it is, back again.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's because it's like a green screen where they've layered stuff.
I'm reasonably sure I am.
Oh, God, we're going to get nowhere with this guy.
Something like that, anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that you aren't going to be much good at small talk?
Oh, God, here we go.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Oh, I have to wait till he sort of spits. Right, for this line, we want you to just go...
That's familiar.
sounds like a fucking banjo character.
Rodin wasn't good at remembering details like his name or my name or what year it was.
Oh dear. How was everybody today anyway? Including you, Fritz.
Do you know anything about a man?
Yeah. Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience with Rodin.
Worried.
Every day probably took him by complete surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know anything about the
Do I dare ask?
My godmother is in hospital.
Rodin wasn't good.
It's not good. My thoughts with you.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Yeah.
It wasn't hard.
Okay, I'm just going to skip whenever he does...
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
Okay. Malachite is
You
going to
know
know.
a troll named Malachite.
Oh my god. Why does that have to animate every time?
Malachite. Malachite.
Because it really
It sounds.
wants to.
He did work for me. No, I think he must.
I'm skipping him when he
still
stutters.
work for me. Look, there he is over there.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
We'll just spin around again.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay. God, we're getting there.
Slowly.
You wouldn't happen to...
Oh,
Oh.
murders.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
He doesn't know anything.
murders. When people are killed.
No. Don't know. Sorry.
Fucking useless
I don't think
bastard.
so.
Have you heard of a troll named Madame Lodestone?
Madame Lodestone. The
No.
fount of all relief. Relief.
Relief.
To be observed and not outlined. Relief. Tours determination.
Not outlined.
That's the main thing. To hope. Tremble. To be drunk. It's a man's life in the Imperial Artists.
You're not making any sense.
Sorry.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Sorry. That's all he can say.
I've lost my mouse again. Oh.
Gotta stop losing your mouse.
Yeah.
Go out from cheese, maybe it'll come back.
Alright, end the stream, guys. Sorry about that.
Hello again. Here we go.
Right, let's go from inventory this time.
Can you read this?
No.
No. So, for fuck's sake.
I really...
Okay.
Does this mean anything to you?
Maybe.
Rodan wasn't...
Oh god, I hate Rodan so much.
Tempting as it was, I decided not...
I made it, oh, what's the fucking word? I made an exception for this man.
I suppressed the...
I bashed his brains in. It would help many people.
I kicked the shit out of him. He was annoying me.
He has weird boots on. He's got like fucking cowboy boots on.
Maybe he does.
You're a tough troll to find, Malachite. You could say something.
Firmer.
Okay, so I'll do the talking. So how you been keeping, Malachite? Okay, I guess you don't want to talk about that. This where you're staying at the moment? I guess you're not going to talk about that either. Heard any good jokes recently? How many trolls does it take to change a lamp wick? Want me to give you a clue?
Oh dear.
Does this mean anything to you? Malachite listened to what I said, but said nothing. He wasn't what you'd call the prince of repartee.
What was
Can you
repartee?
read this?
No one knows.
know nothing about that.
He spoke.
Tempting as it was, I suppressed...
Okay. As soon as he speaks, then we'll talk to him about.
No,
We'll talk to him about stuff.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think Therma might be dead. Her
Repartee.
house collapsed. She's been gone a while. Are you going to say something?
Need to see the body.
The body?
Find Therma. Need to see body.
Okay, the body. No problem. Sheesh. It'd be really useful if you could tell me something about Therma that I could use to find her.
Therma. Find Therma.
Yes, I know that part, but I need some leads if I'm going to find her.
Find Therma.
Malachite wasn't being very helpful, but
Nope.
he was tall and threatening, so I guess everyone has something going for them.
But he was
There
tall
didn't
and
seem much
threatening.
point in asking Malachite about himself. He wasn't likely to say anything useful. Frankly, he wasn't likely to say anything. It was looking like the only way to get through to this guy was with a chisel.
Yeah, I don't think
Do
we can
you know
actually
anything
much.
about the recent
We
murders
can't
in
ask him much.
Ankh-Morpork? Malachite, listen to what
Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask him about the other stuff because I don't. He's gonna be one of these
Always a pleasure.
one-track minds sort of thing. Go grapple.
I don't know why I
palpitations
thought
about-
stealing the grapple would be easier than talking to Malachite. It wasn't.
All right, we'll come back to that then. I remember one thing about the Malachite thing though, but we can't get to the place yet.
Eventually.
Alright, there's nothing in here. Rodowns, which has been to Oxygen Palette, which has been to Pier 5. I can't get to it yet. I think we're done for the wharf for the moment. Go back to the Softlace yard.
Hello again.
You've got more details now.
Hello.
Hello.
How's work treating
Hello. Hello.
you?
Yeah, we've gone through all this dialogue. Okay, right. Paramore won't help Stacy. Oh dear, not
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Ow.
You and your hiccups.
Yeah.
It didn't seem worth.
Yeah.
Thank you for following Duke of Ankh. Welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're enjoying the stream.
Stream.
I don't suppose you know a troll named Malachite.
No.
Not Mount Malachite.
Describe him.
Big, tall, stupid, not very talkative.
That's the one.
He went down for
That's
theft
the
years
one.
ago. I seem to remember he had a accomplice.
An accomplice?
Yeah, he denied it.
A
We all
accomplice.
thought he was working with someone.
I don't reckon he was the brains of the outfit. What happened?
He escaped. Not that long ago either. As far as I know, he's on the lam. Why? You've seen him?
No. Just interested.
No.
Have you heard
I
of a
don't
singer
mean.
called Therma?
Never heard of her.
Alright,
All of you are useless.
okay, so there's no one else for the...
Catch you later,
Mm.
Nobby.
All I can think of was just Nobby's nuts. Let's try to Cafe Ankh again. Is he going to say, oh, I don't want to talk to you? Or don't talk to him right now? So when I took Paramount...
Got back at 4:30ish. Haven't had the paps for a while.
You came back.
Have you
I'm not staying.
have you taken any of your inhaler recently? By any chance?
Have you heard of a singer named Madame
Or had
Lodestone?
anything with
I've not
caffeine
met
in it?
them. Sorry.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Right,
Don't go.
I'm.
yeah, okay.
Hello again.
Hello.
Do you know anything about these two people?
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
There's no one I know.
Did I ask? I don't know if I asked about these two before.
Do the names Ilsa and Two Conkers mean anything to you?
How many names is that?
2.
Apparently not.
They were on your ship.
Ah, I see. Ask me that question again.
Do the names Ilsa and Two Conkers mean anything to you?
Yes, they were on my ship.
You're not gonna tell me anything nice, are you?
It's not looking likely, is it?
Fucking 8 magic 8-ball he is.
It's like you.
I'll see you
son
around,
are a
Captain.
Dick.
Oh, it's getting to a point now, it's like I'm getting stuck for stuff I know. There's no other places we can go.
There's most likely some other underlying cause. You're like me. I have
Still
the same
here. Not for much.
stupid issue, but I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
All I know is that caffeine and
When I gave Ilsa
The
and Two
inhaler can
Conkers his
sometimes set it
description
off.
to the first mate, his eyes lit up.
That sounds like the two strangers from the last voyage. You're not with the watch, are you?
Not anymore. Why do you ask?
You just seem to have a good idea of what's going on.
And you thought that meant I was in the watch? Ha! You don't know the Ankh-Morpork watch very well, do you?
Doesn't fucking help at all.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
Fucking useless.
When no one knows anything.
Do you know anything about the recent...
Sorry, I...
Okay. Can we talk to him this time?
Something told me I wasn't...
Okay. Can I... Is he gone? Can I not... Can I not sneak onto the ship again? Oh. Maybe I can sneak onto the ship again. Maybe... Because there was that crate thing before, and he said, like, how he was hiding something, I think.
Uh-oh, dogs are in trouble by the sounds of it.
I was never...
Yeah, I can't get back into the crates. Dang it. Oh, okay. There's another area down by the tide.
There you go.
But it doesn't seem to be anything clickable. This doesn't help me at all. Can I not? 10 minutes later.
I'd already had to dive onto the
Onto. I've lost. Okay.
That last message was to Lola. She always manages to press some sort of button and send it.
I've got a few more questions.
That's lucky.
Oh, I don't have to get a walkthrough out. I'm getting stuck now.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
No.
Sorry.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry. It's the night work, you know.
And the other two are going to be your lost cause.
If it wasn't for the... as it was...
I think I need the... I do need the grappling hook, but I need to...
I think she knows how to use a keyboard.
I can't remember who...
There was nothing I could do. The stage.
Okay, yes.
There was not...
I'll have to wait till she stops. I think that hidden... There we go. No, she's still singing. There we go.
The note had been pushed under my door by Carlotta.
Lewton, I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane. Carlotta von Uberwald.
So, Carlotta was a member of the von Uberwalds, one of the richest and most reclusive families in Ankh-Morpork. That explained why she could afford to offer to pay me so much. It didn't explain why she hadn't got around to paying me yet, but I could wait, at least until the rent was due.
It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down.
Progress.
Progression.
I already had a bad feeling about the Mundy case, but learning that my employer was a von Uberwald didn't fill me with confidence. I didn't know the facts about the von Uberwalds. but the
Wilds.
rumors were bad enough.
May I help you, sir?
You could let me in for a start.
Sir.
Very good, sir.
And don't call me sir.
As you wish, sir.
Don't
May I
cook you,
take your
shall
coat
we?
and hat, sir?
Thanks, but no. I feel naked without them.
That must make it difficult to clean them.
Was that a joke?
I never joke, sir. It's not my job. I may lie, dissemble, or
It's not
deceive,
my
but I
job.
never joke.
Look, I don't want you to take my coat, okay?
But of course, sir.
They hadn't programmed
Sir is
it.
welcome to drip all over the immaculate hardwood floor that I spent several hours polishing this morning, because Sir is a guest, and Sir is entitled to do whatever Sir wishes.
I don't like your snark.
Asshole.
Nice house.
Sir's taste in architecture must be quite exquisite to so accurately summarize the many splendid cornices and archaic stained glass frescoes of this splendid Lorenzian building as nice.
You have a gift for making people feel welcome, don't you?
One is blessed.
Does this mean anything to you?
Sir has many questions, but alas, I have few answers.
Can you read this?
Sir has many.
I have an invitation from Carlotta.
Ah, Sir is as quick to reach the point of Sir's visit as a tortoise with a war wound is in crossing a very large desert. I will fetch Mistress Carlotta for Sir, provided Sir would be so kind as to wait here and not to touch the valuable and irreplaceable furniture that adorns the room.
He is very
Sir
passive-aggressive,
currently
yeah.
gripping on.
I'll see what I can do.
Bit of a dick. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the butler, because it's a point-and-click game. That's what we do. And there we go.
Ignore him.
We go. See ya.
The painting bore a striking resemblance to
Bye-bye,
Carlotta.
bitch.
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald, née Leopoldine. My predecessor, in a sense.
Oh, are you a duchess?
No, but the resemblance is impressive, isn't it? My husband was struck by it from the moment I met him.
Where is your husband?
Dear Ulrich passed away during a civil uprising in Uberwald several years ago. Quite a terrible business, actually. Peasants, pitchforks, burning torches, the usual sort of thing.
Usual?
For Uberwald, certainly.
You can tell she's recording in a more open room.
But it's just the way things have always been done.
Apart from,
If there wasn't a
and then you
civil
listen to him, he's
uprising
like
every few years,
proper
I do
voice
believe
acting.
the nobility would be most disappointed. Dying at the hands of a mob in a burning castle is practically traditional.
Tradition important to you, is it?
Ever the investigator, eh, Lewton? Even your employer isn't beyond suspicion.
My old boss used to say that everyone was guilty of something.
And what are you guilty of?
Too many things, sweetie, but nothing you need to know about. So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Lewton?
It saves a lot of time, certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met. I guess seeing that painting every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own. I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think I married him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something, Lewton.
Yes.
I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is
Let me
better.
tell you something.
Did you love
Lewton.
him?
Does it matter?
It matters to
Yes.
me.
Maybe I did. I guess it depends on what love is.
Love is a moment of weakness that allows someone
she
to
wants to
hurt
know
you
what love is.
more than you ever thought possible. Men were given the strength to be brutes to women, and women were given love to wreak their revenge.
Who was she, Lewton?
Who?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. She must have been quite a gal.
You wanted to know how the case was going.
A girl's got to have hobbies.
I think I'm getting somewhere.
We're all getting somewhere, Lewton. The question is, am I going to like where you're going?
I guess we'll just have to find that out the old-fashioned way.
That's me, an old-fashioned girl.
Like the girl in the picture.
The Duchess? She was quite a trendsetter in her era. She wore her dress so high, you could almost see her ankles.
My heart is
Dun,
pounding
dun,
at
dun.
the thought. I don't have much to tell you about the case, I'm afraid.
So I'll
Still
carry on.
haven't found Mundi?
Not yet. I might do a better job if I had more money at my disposal.
Ah, yes, of course. You haven't been paid yet.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
I'm sure I could sort something out.
I didn't doubt that she could. The question was, would she? And more to the point, when would she?
Never.
What can you tell me about the Duchess?
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald. Born Charlotte Ameliorati Victoire Tangerine Leopoldine, she married the Duke when she was 13, which was the style at the time. She was considered a risque dilettante by most of the nobility of Uberwald, and rumors abounded that she caused the heart attack that killed the Marquis of Grand Mal when she showed him her naked knees. Her corset was said to be so tight that her first pregnancy went into extra time, and her first and only son had learned his first word by the time he was born.
You're pretty good on this family history business, then.
I dabble.
I dabble.
Can you read this?
Let's try not to...
Does this mean anything to
Chicken.
you?
Let's try...
Don't you think sending me a formal invite was a little over the top?
I got fed up of waiting for you to ask to see my house.
What's so special about your house?
It has me in it.
I'm so excited.
Look at
When I get excited about something, I give it everything I've got. I'm funny that way.
And what are you excited about?
Why, working with you, Mr. Lewton. What else?
I never saw myself as the stimulating kind.
I have strange tastes.
clearly.
As always.
There didn't seem much point discussing that with Carlotta. There didn't seem much...
Okay. I would have felt for the
He
payment.
said there didn't seem.
I would have thought that for the purse he would have... I didn't want to ask about borrowing money once again. I asked about getting money again. Malachite.
Do you know a big, dumb troll called Malachite?
I thought all trolls were big and dumb.
This one pushes new boundaries. Do you know him or not?
No, I don't.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry, Lewton.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry, Lewton.
As soon as they say sorry, I'm like, yep, click.
You wouldn't have anything to do with the recent murders.
Why, Mr. Lewton, you must think the worst of me.
I think the worst
So,
of
yes.
everyone. That's my job.
Do you think Mundy could have been murdered?
Anyone could be murdered, but speculation is cheap.
And you're not?
I'm not cheap. I'm a bargain. Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Be careful, Lewton. I don't appreciate people wasting my time.
I wasn't about to ask Carlotta about herself.
Oh, okay.
Have you
I
heard
was.
of a dwarf who goes by the name of Al-Kali?
No, I haven't.
Never mind. It was a long
She's a bit
shot.
defensive on that.
Yeah.
Do you know a big dumb...
Oh,
I
we've already
thought-
done it on.
This one. Do you know...
No, I don't.
She's a bit weighty defensive. Like, no, why would... How
Do
dare
you
you?
know anything about the Milka?
Let's try.
Tell me again
It's to
about
do with the
Mundy.
case.
What's to tell? I've told you all you need to know.
I've forgotten.
I can't remember.
All right.
See you around, Carlotta.
Does
Sure,
not help me
Lewton.
at all.
I look forward to it.
If Sarah's not too busy, the master of the house wishes a word with you.
Ooh.
And if I am too busy...
I'm not cheap.
The
I'm a
master of the
bug.
house still wishes a word with you, and I shall be forced to beg.
That sounds like it could be fun.
Did I say beg, sir? I meant resort to violence.
In which case,
You
lead
get
the
the book
way.
and reception. Book and reception. Oh. I'll have a look in a minute. I think you get to explore it after.
Mr. Lewton, as I understand it, my daughter-in-law has retained you to investigate a
I really hope he's
certain
wearing pants.
matter for her.
That's correct.
Then I take it you will be a frequent visitor to my house.
It seems likely.
Do you know who I am?
I know that they call you the Count.
Do you know why they call me the Count? Because I am a Count. Count Henning
Because you
von
really
Uberwald.
like counting.
One of the Blinks von Uberwalds, I ought to add.
Blah, blah, blah.
Because, frankly, Uberwald
Blah,
had an
blah.
uncountable number of counts. And I'm trapped in Ankh-Morpork at the moment because
I thought you said something
my
else then.
infirmity prohibits me from leaving this.
Already on its days.
That doesn't explain why you wanted to see me.
I wish to know what
Keep
my
tasting blood.
daughter-in-law has you investigated.
Keep drinking
That's
water.
between me and her.
Out being a
No,
vampire again.
Mr. Lewton.
Bleh.
I rather suspect it isn't. You see, Carlotta's hands are not on the
I'm still waiting for my.
strings.
If I pull up like that,
But
underneath my shoulder blade, it's like
So you're saying I
nerve.
won't get paid unless
need
I
to, like,
tell you what I'm
Try
doing?
and pop it out.
No, I'm implying that whether or not
Ease.
you actually get paid is a different issue.
What's it to
Like a
you?
hot flash.
I get.
I had one the other day. I had one the other day, and I might have another one
I'm
this week.
interested as to what goes on
I usually have a
around
shower.
All right. I'm tracking someone for her.
Someone who is missing?
Yes.
That's right. A man named Mundy.
Oh, I see. Very well. If you keep me informed on the progress of the case periodically, I will ensure that you receive payment.
Well, I've got loads of things to tell you, mate.
You said you have to stay in the conservatory. Why?
I'm not a well man, Mr. Lewton.
It is hard to say how long I have for this world, or indeed if the next world will take me.
What's so special about the conservatory?
Ankh-Morpork is too hot and humid for my tastes. I had the conservatory built especially. It's colder than the rest of the house. I keep it at the temperature I feel most comfortable with.
Why so cold?
You ask too many questions.
Because he's a
I'm
vampire.
an investigator. It's my
Blah,
job.
blah, 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 dude.
Well,
Come
be
on.
thankful that I find your impertinence charming, or else I might be forced to teach you a lesson.
In your condition?
You would be surprised at just what I can do in my condition, Mr. Lewton.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a count.
I am the Count, yes.
What's it like?
It's fine, although one does get the occasional burning desire to tear out the throat of people who ask too many questions.
Same.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
It would help, yes.
Have you heard of a
Yes,
singer
could you
named
draw it
Madame
in this book that
Lopestone?
I
These
carry?
days, the only people I know are those who come to the mansion.
So them two are out of the question. Okay.
Do you know anything about the recent murders?
There are always murders in Uberwald. I don't see why these should be any different.
I was talking about the murders here in Ankh-Morpork.
Mr. Lewton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes of this wretched city.
Hopeful. Oh, yeah.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
These days, the only people I...
Okay. Do you know Carlotta?
Tell me about Carlotta.
I find it
No, I do not know this
that
person.
You should ask questions so boldly of me.
You'll live.
It is fortunate that I find your manner amusing.
I guess this must be my lucky day.
Very well. Carlotta became a member of the family by marrying my son Ulrich, who is no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he returned to Uberwald several years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was dead.
Oh, he is. And, alas, Carlotta is now part of my family, and I have a duty to protect her.
Why do you dislike her so much?
It is not something you should trouble yourself with.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
These days...
Okay.
These...
These days.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
I'm sorry, but I don't get out of the conservatory much.
What can you tell
You
me
don't get
about
out
Mundy?
I'm afraid I can tell you nothing. But I would be interested in what you have to say about Mundy.
Carlotta says he's an ex-lover and she suspects him of cheating on her.
And you believed her?
Whether I believe her or not is immaterial.
I'm a material girl. Dun, dun.
Living in a material world, 'cause I am a material.
Does this mean
guy.
anything to you?
I'm sorry.
Can you read this?
I'm
Carlotta sent me an invitation card.
My, what a fascinating thing to insert into an otherwise interesting conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to glare at you until you change the subject.
I mean,
Tempting as it was, I decided not to. I was.
all right. See you later,
I'll be
Count.
back later.
Boy, that's some delivery
Jesus
service.
Christ, scared me then. Hey, Doddle. How you doing? Hello, Stiffy22.
Dodo.
Stify. Stiffy. Alright. D said about the... the book.
Said
The
ask him
book
about
was about
Monday
the
again.
lineage and heraldry of the nobility of
You
the
can call
city
me
of
anything.
Ankh. I didn't understand.
I'm not
much
doing
of
too
it,
bad.
but I noticed that
Discworld,
there were
Noir
handwritten corrections in
Nice chill stream. What was that like?
The book was about the. I didn't understand much of it, but I. The book
Oh,
was an
okay, that's
old
right-click.
edition of Twerp's Peerage. Probably a collector's item. Why do rich families feel
Frank.
the need to leave
Hello,
old,
Frank.
valuable books lying around in
How
their
you doing? How was the
reception
stream?
halls? It's bad enough that they have so much more money than you without rubbing it in.
Can we go anywhere else?
It was bad.
I'll say this for the von Oberwalds.
Trash,
They
in
had
fact.
class.
Why, what
there
happened?
weren't many homes in Ankh-Morpork with a window that could take your breath
Nice.
away. Well, maybe an unseen university, but I'd heard that they had windows there that could literally
What did
take
you
your
get up
breath
to?
away.
I don't think there's anything else to... Can we go up the
I
staircase?
confess, I was consumed with... There was something about the wooden
Really?
staircase that was really... I think it might have been...
I like-
the
I
thought
wasn't
that it
about to
probably
steal the
cost more
staircase.
to make than everything I owned. I confess, I was consumed with avarice, but I wasn't about to steal an entire staircase.
Did some art, techno played fan art, and then some hardcore Minecraft.
Fair enough. I don't know what Technoblade is.
At one point.
Ah,
It sucks when it
just a few
crashes.
questions.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'll be
Count.
back later.
I look forward to it.
I'll have to check it out after stream. I don't think there's anything else in this mansion to see. Can I talk to you?
Hello again.
I take it Sir still does not wish for me to take Sir's coat.
No.
Very good, sir. Please feel free to continue to damage the priceless hardwood floor.
Do we learn anything else from that? I don't think there are da-da-da on any of them. No. Do you?
I'll be back. Go and
I
polish.
think when he asked him about Monday, the Count gave a look.
I think what else? He took a look. I can't. Can I?
Best to leave. The book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage.
There's something I missed with this.
Probably a collector's item. Why do rich family? It's bad enough.
Okay. So I talk to the count and then. Where's the count again? I've lost the count. Oh, wait.
It was outside.
Miss.
Just a
Right
few
in the corner.
questions. So if I keep you informed, and what maybe
There, I'll off.
let's see.
I'll.
Well, what do you know? Suddenly I've
I'm going for
resolved
this.
all my ethical dilemmas.
Ethics are a salve for the poor, Lewton.
I am the poor.
You
Minecraft
sound as if you
YouTuber.
are proud of the fact.
The
Minecraft
poor
human.
are often prouder than the
There's
rich.
so many Minecraft
They know that what
YouTubers
they
slash
have can't be
streamers.
taken away.
Oh, you seen that bloody Tommy in it bloody guy? He's
I
got
didn't
5
say the
million
poor were
Twitch
smart, I said they were proud.
followers.
Holy moly.
It's
So
crazy.
the von Uberwalds are wealthy then?
Not
So I love
compared to
Minecraft.
some,
I could never.
but we have more
There's
than
so
enough
many
to look after our
watch.
own.
Like,
Is Carlotta one of
Jesus.
your own?
Apparently, he piggybacked off a dream
Then
though.
she married
Which I
into us.
think is
Well, a lot
a.
of
She
them are in
became a
like
part of us.
they do
You
sort
sound
of
like you don't approve.
the
My
what's it called,
opinions of
SMPs.
Carlotta are not the issue.
Sort of
Traditions
like we're doing,
and
I guess, the
ties of blood
servers.
are stronger than
He's one of-
So
he's one-
everyone's in the same
But
one.
there is
Yeah,
no tie
he's
of
one of
blood
those.
between you
He's one of
and
those Twitches that
Carlotta.
got
She married
lucky.
into the clan.
Mr. Lewton, there are ties of
I
blood
I don't. If I
between
don't
all
think
the
I'd be able to cope
Uberwalds.
if I had that many
In
people watching me at
Uberwald,
once.
blood
Because anything you
is
do
very
is on the internet. Then
important.
at least at my level, I can sort of go. I can delete that. Nobody knows.
No one remembers this.
Oh no! Ah, for fuck's sake.
He's got 285k viewers right now. He's very swag.
Ah, Mr. Lewton, how
Techno
may
is
I
one of
help
Tommy's
you
friends.
now?
Just a few.
Fair enough. The only Minecraft YouTuber I watch. I'm watching so long though. It's someone I used to watch play it. I can't remember the name now.
The stream chat would make my eyes water with that many viewers.
I mean, same. I'd be like,
You won't
every
be able to interact with chat properly.
I'd bloody quit my job. Fuck it, don't need it anymore. I watched a bit of his stream. He's very he does stuff with his friends, but he's more like just banter. He's like a banter tuber.
I
sort
don't
of
watch
thing.
them, I just know them.
What,
I
mate?
mean, same. Like I hear the names of these people all the time.
Mm.
What can you tell me
Go
about
and
Monday?
slow and follow only mode to keep up with chat if I had that many.
Carlotta's
Yeah,
whether
I think that would be the only way. It would end up it'd
I'll be
go
back.
to slow mode, then to follower mode, and then it would end up at sub only mode.
Yeah. Some points,
So many.
and some point you just got to give up. Go, "Oh, fuck it."
Hello. No. Nice house.
Plus you have to.
You have
I don't know how to summon Carlotta again. Is as well. You got. Oh, that's a new option. Was that?
So I remember when Dorko was doing a live stream at some point. I think he was doing a theory thing. And I was super lucky because he
I'll be
actually
back.
read out
I bet you.
a question I put in the chat. And the chat was just zooming.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't read anything. So I'm surprised he even caught anything.
Right. So I've hit a point now. I'm not too sure where the best places would be to go. I can ask about the count of rules. Maybe I can go to the station. Because I've got to now ask about that thing.
Hello
Did the count say anything about Monday?
He just said like if you've got anything you can tell me about it.
Okay. So maybe he knows
Do you
of
know
him
anything about
and
Count
interested.
von Uberwald?
Never heard of him.
So now I've got this only new name I've got. So now I've got to go around everybody and talk about.
Catch you like or
Well, it's better than having no new things.
It's very true. Right. So okay, let's start from the beginning. So let's go Cafe Ink. Go upwards, downwards. I mean, around. I start with.
You
Elsa.
came back.
I'm not staying.
Do, 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 do.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
I've not met.
Okay.
I've not.
I don't need to talk to you then.
Don't go far.
I'm.
Not.
Nuts.
Hello again.
Hello
Nuts.
yourself.
No. Wait. Can I?
I don't know why I thought I needed to show off the invitation card from Carlotta. And on reflection, it seemed like a fairly pointless thing to do.
So we don't need to do that to anybody. Right. Again, do you know him?
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
There no one I.
Okay. So that's Cafe Ink done. Done that one. Let's go talk to Dream Parrot. Talk to Mannequin.
I'm back, so I can see.
Mancunian.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
I know a lot of people.
That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
So, do you know him, or...?
I feel like I need to ask him about Monday again.
I gave Mencken Mundy's description and asked if he'd seen him. He told me that he hadn't. Maybe I could trust him. A half-elf doesn't need to make any more enemies. Until later.
Anything on the bar?
Mankin the half-elf.
I gotta wait till she stops singing so I can talk to her.
There was nothing I... The stage where it made...
It's backstage.
Have you asked Carlotta about the Count?
I couldn't talk to her again. She doesn't appear by the stairs.
Good to see you
I
again,
think you'd have to talk to her once, then she just
Feelings
disappears.
neutral, I'm sure.
What's the connection between Malachite and Therma?
How
the
would
invite
Sapphire
to the
know?
butler.
Ask him yourself. Oh, but one piece of advice. Don't tell Malachite that Therma dead.
Why not?
You wouldn't want to be bearer of
Whoops.
bad news to troll like that.
He's not above killing the messenger, then.
He's not above eating
I tried
messenger,
talking
honey.
to her about. I'll go back to the mansion and try again.
Right. It make them ill. That make you feel better?
Do you know anything about the Count?
Do you know anything?
No.
So
Well, you're the narrator. I told you that.
Yep. I meant to click the next page.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Sapphire no longer.
Okay, so let's go back to the mansion then.
Run.
Hello again.
I take it Sir still does...
No.
Okay.
Nice house.
Sir's taste in... You...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to summon her. Like, try.
So what do you make of Carlotta, then?
Sir?
Carlotta von Uberwald. She does live here, doesn't she?
I tried
Indeed,
that
sir.
already.
Sir is as dogged in his pursuit
Oh,
of the truth
maybe I
as he
can-
is determined to
yeah,
work the
maybe I'll-
incalculable. As ever, Sir is both astute.
What about Carlotta?
She is also quite astute and most definitely stubborn.
What do you think about her, then?
I am not paid to form opinions, sir, merely to perform menial actions such as guarding the hardwood floor, a task I am alas failing in at the current time.
Will you shut up about the hardwood floor?
As Sir wishes. I will no longer mention how Sir is irrevocably damaging timber felled by the hand of the 77th Earl of Ankh. Boards that have lain here for longer than Sir has been alive, and that were first laid before Sir's father was even a glint in the eye of his grandfather, whomsoever that may have been.
I'll be back.
Alright, so try
Hello.
Nova again.
No. I'd like to see
okay.
Carlotta.
Many
Thank
people
you, dear.
wish to see Carlotta. Let us see if you are blessed by her wishing to see you.
Welcome to you two. Welcome to my stream.
Back for more.
What can I say? I can't get enough of you.
Ulrich.
So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Lewton?
It saves a lot of time, certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met. I guess seeing that painting every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own. I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think
We've
I
heard this
married
already.
him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something.
We've done this one already.
I've been
yeah.
rich and I've been poor. Rich.
Did you love?
Does it?
It ma-
Yeah,
Maybe I
we've
guess
already done this bit.
love men.
Who was she?
Who?
Come on.
She-
So we've done that then.
Don't you think sending?
We've done that one as well.
And what are you?
What? What else?
Okay, maybe we need to talk to, like, actually click on the Von Uwald thing. Yeah.
Do you get on with the Count?
Henning? He's harmless. He's from a pretty civilized branch of the clan.
He's your father-in-law, I take it.
Hey, what do you know? You are a detective after all.
He doesn't seem very well.
I doubt he'll last the year.
And when he dies, you inherit it all?
Gods, no. The house belongs to the von Uberwald clan now. There's thousands of them. I might have married into them, but they'd never let me keep the house. It belongs to the family, you see. Why? Looking for suspects? Wondering if the old man's failing health is the result of poison administered to him carefully in his food?
No, but those are good ideas. Thanks for the tip.
Okay.
You get on.
Henning?
Oh god, now I've got to go through that again. Okay. I don't know what else to talk to her about.
Ask about
See you
Firma
around.
again.
Ah, fuck. Oh, let me save first.
Read the comments first.
I literally, as I did it, I looked. I'm getting there.
No.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I'd like
The cogs are moving in my brain.
Slowly.
No, I appreciate
They need
it.
some more oil.
I just, I
for more.
looked away and then
What
I
can
did
I
it and looked
say?
back and you
I
like you
can't get
said
enough
something
of you.
else. Oh, bloody Netflix is apparently having issues. 2 seconds. Actually, no, I just need to quickly say. Sorry about this. I said, I'll look at it later. I'm still streaming. Oh, God, I'm roasting, I am.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry, Lewton. I've never heard of them.
Sus.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry, Lewton.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
Do you know a big...
I thought all...
Yeah, we've done that one. I'll try going through the list again.
You wouldn't have anything to...
We know about that one, yeah. I'm not cheap, I'm bargain. This is the one she was like
Who
really...
goes by the name of Al-Khali?
No, I haven't.
Never mind. It was a long shot.
Try it again. The Al-Khali one.
Try again with the Alkali one.
Do you
Do
you know?
I don't...
Maybe twice in a row.
Have you heard of a dwarf
like,
who goes by the...
No.
Never. It was...
pressure her.
No.
Never. It was...
Okay,
No?
no.
Okay.
Look at the painting again.
I couldn't think of a good reason to steal the painting, even though it would have looked great on my office wall. The painting bore a striking resemblance to Carlotta. The painting bore a...
I like it, it's fun every time
The
you look at
painting...
it.
Why is there a painting of Carlotta up if she's not even going to inherit this house?
Oh. Wait, what?
The hell was that?
I'll say this for the von Uberwalds.
I think it's glitched.
They had class. There weren't many homes in Ankh-Morpork with a window that could take your breath away. Well, maybe in Unseen University, but I'd heard that they had windows there that could literally take your breath away. I'll say this, there weren't... Well,
Anything else up there? Look at book again.
the book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage. Probably a collector's item. Why do rich families feel the need to leave old, valuable books lying around in their reception halls? It's bad enough.
Yeah, I
that
remember
they
the
have so much more
mausoleum,
money than
but
you
I'm not too sure you get
without
there.
rubbing it in.
I know you talked to someone and they said, "Oh, have you tried?" Because the thing is about
The
being.
book was about the lineage
Malachite says
and
about
heraldry of the
go in
nobility
there,
of the city
go
of
to the thing
Ankh.
and find
I
him
didn't
dead.
understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it.
Oh, I know. Wait, can I? I know I can do stuff.
The big. He certainly wasn't.
You can. I remembered you can combine.
The big troll.
You can combine the stuff in the notebooks. Oh, oh my god, my brain just light bulb.
Brain fart.
They weren't mentioned. The book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage. Why do it's?
You can put you can search names. So there's got to be a name we've got to search then. If we can search names in it. Monday's not in there. She was hesitant about Arcade, wasn't she? She was like, so.
They weren't mentioned.
Okay. Firma, you said.
They weren't.
No.
You're just going to have to go through each of the names.
There didn't seem to be any obvious connection to the book.
Yeah, you have a different dialogue for that.
The big troll. He certainly. The dwarf had tried to threaten me off the Monday case. I knew right from the start that he knew more than he was telling me.
Just for shits and giggles.
The handwriting in the margin looked a little feminine.
And what does that mean?
What's that supposed to mean?
Monday.
Carlotta the Count.
I was surprised to find that Count Henning von Uberwald was mentioned in the peerage. Survivor of several peasant uprisings, the Count must have been several hundred years old if he was the same person as recorded in the peerage.
Oh, no, like, da-da-da. Okay, Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no, because I think we already checked the thing, didn't we? Scrap. I think we checked it's already in book.
Best to...
Yeah. Right, so we tried all them. Marmalade Stone. Did we check Marmalade Stone? I think we did.
They weren't...
No. So there is a name. What did it say about the count? It was just saying that he basically was over 700 years old. But we didn't get like a da-da-da for it. I still think that's got to do something.
The Milka was... The milk...
Oh, get off.
The Milka was the...
So Monday wasn't...
There didn't seem...
Yeah. I didn't get the names. Yeah, we haven't got a location for it yet, though.
The milk... Carlotta, at the beginning, that was...
Maybe the same one.
The Sarachi Mausoleum info was from Carlotta.
It's obvious. Dream Parrot. I think the mausoleum's there, but it's not opened up yet. Let's go back to Rome. Maybe we'll have something. The grappling hook's not there anymore.
Hello again, Malachite. No, don't say anything. I know how you'd love to talk. What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Kali? Malachite was a...
Okay.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta? Malachite
I know
was
there's
as talkative as a...
The fact there's no grappling hook there means it's been used.
Malachite was...
I think there's something down by the docks, but...
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy? Malachite was a... Have you heard of Count von Uberwald?
Fine.
Yeah, but it'd help me to know if you've heard of the Count...
Fine, Therma. No talk about von Oberwald. Find Therma.
Okay, you're the boss, even if you're not paying me. I can be such a sucker sometimes. I always help guys who could twist my head off and use it as a bowling ball.
That got us somewhere, but not far enough.
I hate to be the bearer. Her house, she's been gone. Are you going to... The boss? Nope.
Where would it be?
It'd be really useful if you could tell me something about Therma that I could use to find her.
This is bugging me now.
Therma. Find Therma.
Yes, I know, but I need some... Malachite, but...
The fact there's no grappling hook now, I feel like something's progressed.
Where's the grappling iron?
I seem to remember something with this. Because I know you have to throw it on top of this roof. Oh. Wait, I saw it and...
Skylight.
Because I know you have to throw the grappling hook up there, but I can't remember... I remember bits and bobs about this game. Wait, I just saw... I keep seeing like the... I don't know if that's from over there though.
The skylight sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance.
But how would I get there? Apparently not that way. Right, let's scan the bottom. So wharf, Pier 5, Range Workshop, Between Parrot, Yard. Wherever it may be. It's a long shot, but I know you said Woody then. Bobby.
Hello.
Not the right one.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald? Never heard.
Ah, shit, no, he didn't. Fuck. Is there nothing down, like... I don't want to guide, because this is one of the games that is not fun when you use a guide, because then you'll just end up following it. It's just, when you discover something, it's like it's the feeling. It's like it's like such a good feeling. Right, we've tried Rodens. Go back to the office, maybe. Is there something we've missed?
Is there any letter behind the door like you were looking for earlier?
Yeah.
A lot of strange things had happened to some. I think.
I swear you can close the door.
No, it's cheating.
Nothing like a cup.
Filing cabinet.
All I had to do was track down Mundy and tell Carlotta where he was.
What? Do I combine? Is that what you're trying to hint at?
bought the filing cabinet because it looked good.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually useful.
Sapient and it's
Sorry, I'm gonna scream. I feel like Octarine Parrot is where we need to be. I feel like there's something here.
And just like slowly hover over everything. Where did the
If I could have taken the bar
iron
with
go?
me, believe me, I would. The bar looked almost as appealing as every other bar in town to me. But the drinks didn't exactly fill you with confidence.
Stage.
The amazing panacea. There's Garen.
I don't know. Where do you have, I don't know. That's. Oh, oh no, she's still talking. I know it's used.
so I can see.
I think Malachite actually uses it, but I can't remember.
This seems like a nice place. No, it doesn't. It seems like what it is. It's you could. You being.
Okay, we've done that one.
I don't know.
I feel like we're supposed to show. I'm going to try showing that to everybody. We've only shown it to 1 or 2 people so far.
I'm back.
I think she stopped singing now.
Do you know anything? I know a lot of.
Yeah, okay.
Until.
I was checking those. I've checked about 4 times. It's just. I think it just rotates the things around.
Good to see you again, Sapphire.
Feelings neutral, I'm sure.
What's the connection between?
How? Oh, don't.
Why not?
You.
He's
yeah,
not.
we've done that one. Yeah.
Right. It make.
Okay, so we've done all that sort of stuff.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Sapphire.
So Therma performed here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Who are you? The narrator? I told you that already.
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh. A troll singer named Therma.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Sure, Sapphire know her.
Know where I could find her?
Try morgue. She dead. Her house on Tallow Street collapsed while back now. We trolls may be tough, but we're not indestructible. Rumors say she was practicing her moves and knocked out load-bearing beam. Brought whole place down on top of her.
There's no highlightable
Sapphire
street.
never practiced.
That's the only reason.
That, and I don't wanna.
Know where she's buried?
Sapphire don't know, but think they buried her under stage name Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone?
Sure, on account of how attractive she was.
I'll be back.
No, he's stuck.
It's like, I'll just walk in place.
Come and see the greatest.
Done that one.
Eat at Harga's house.
Yeah.
There's. Come and see the great.
It's,
eat at
I think it just
the
rotates.
amazing panacea that Come and eat the
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that comes new on it. So this is about a street, but it's not like a street that's coming up. No, there's no street. Try the wharf again.
Woof woof.
Exactly. So you can't get back on the ship again.
Not for much.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Crichton.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Doesn't ring any bells, I'm afraid.
I don't know why I thought I need...
If it's just bloody moon logic, I'm going to be annoyed.
It was the kind of look that could... I've got a...
Where's that
That's
bloody moon
lucky.
logic? Where it's going to be like the stupidest solution.
It probably is.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Sorry. It...
Right. Do you want
I
to
don't
look
know
at my
why I-
invitation? Right, okay. No.
If it wasn't for the... as it was.
Done. So we've done them two. Dream Parrot just been in. Triton's a rodent, the bloody slowest man in the world.
Hello again.
Give me a moment, I'll be right there.
Here we...
Right, so the only new thing we've got is Countdown.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Yeah. Yeah, not very...
It wasn't every...
No. Not there.
Hello again. No, I know. So how you been keeping? Oh, this where you're staying at the moment?
Thank you, the hydrate.
I guess you're not going to talk about that either. Heard any good jokes recently? Want me to give you...
Alright. Do you want to see an
don't know why.
invitation?
Can you read this?
Don't know.
Tempting as it was. Does this mean anything? Malachite, he wasn't what you...
Ask him where his grappling
I'd
iron
pull
is.
I have no way of doing that though, unfortunately. Right. It appeared and disappeared, so... It's not there anymore. What have you done with your grappling hook, mate?
Where'd it go?
Where it go? Where it go?
I didn't have any reason to steal Rodin's statue.
I like his automatically.
All I knew about the statue was that it was a work in progress.
Like, oh, steal this. Oh, what just popped up there? Oh, nothing. Yeah.
I decided... The golem, I would have... I decided...
Like over there. A trapdoor.
I knew full well that...
Can we not put something over the trapdoor? Oh! Oh!
Oh,
You can't go around Jim... Besides, I liked some ale, and I drew the line at breaking into the cafe's
Actually, I was thinking about
wine
locking him
without
up.
his permission.
I was thinking of just locking him in there.
I didn't want to get caught putting the crowbar back. The cart... up.
Oh my god. I really don't know what else to do. I've talked to everybody. I've said stuff to everybody. It's like nothing else to click. I feel like I'm missing something.
Ask Samuel about the Count. Oh yeah, that's true. He's a vampire.
You couldn't talk to him before. For fuck's sake, stop getting stuck on stuff. He's gonna go, I don't like to disturb him.
I decide.
I swear to God, Lewton.
I could talk to the pianists. Not.
Maybe when he's supposed to stop, playing. Let's wait. How are you stealing, Joker? That wasn't a question. Like, how are you
stealing the Joker?
Yeah.
Come on.
I hate like this stuff in point and clicks. We have to wait for the. Sounds like it's near the end of the song. It's a good song though.
I decide.
Please just disturb him. I don't care.
I decide. I could talk to some.
When you're not going to be busy, mate.
Sam, stop playing the piano.
He's just repeating the same thing again.
You came back.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
I've not met them. Sorry.
I swear to God.
Have you heard of us?
I've not met. Sorry.
Well, I'm just going to skim through these.
I've not met them. I've not met. Sorry.
Tell me what.
What?
The murders. They started when you arrived in town.
I can't believe that you would think such a thing. That's terrible. I mean, I know I've done some bad things, but I've never killed anyone in all my life.
Just checking. I'd learned that Ilsa was. Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named Two Conkers. For now.
I've not.
What do you know?
I've not met.
You don't fucking met anybody.
I've not.
You're a completely useless woman.
Have you met a?
Yes, there was a man named. He kept.
What can? Anything? Is
that?
That's all I can think of. Like,
I don't know. Can you read?
Yes, it said.
What?
I could take.
Yeah, so we don't know. Wait, what? But that was the same dialogue we had before. Please don't tell me that was. Oh,
what did you get?
I think we just unlocked PS5 again. Fuck, I thought we had something then. Yeah, we've just fucking got PS5 again. Living on the edge of town. I've wasted half an hour doing this so far. I'm trying to think. I've talked to everybody about each one. Mate, I'm going to try and talk to him again because he said about it being on the loose. I wonder if he'll know about the...
I really wanted to ring the bell, but you could say this about... Well, deep down, good might be... You could say...
I don't know.
There was an ordinary bell on. There was something about it that really made you want to strike it. Hello again.
Hello.
Hello. He knew about thingy.
Do you know anything about a...
Never heard of...
Let's go for it
Have
again.
you learned it?
Yeah, not as so...
You go to...
Hey.
Do you...
Never heard of it.
How did you know he was male, then?
You can't trick me. Everyone knows dwarf.
Okay, we've done that one. Farmer again.
Have you heard of a singer called Therma?
Never heard of her.
I don't suppose...
Not big, tall, stupid, not fair.
That's...
He went...
Yeah, we've done all that one.
Yeah, he denied it, but we all thought he was working with some...
I don't... What
The
happened?
fact is that's
As
for
far as I
theft,
know, he's on
and
the-
there's
Why?
No,
grappling hook.
just-
Did you go to the mausoleum?
There's no way to get there.
Hmm.
Mausoleum's supposed to be there, technically. Like, there's no way to get to the mausoleum.
And remember my mum said about showing the invitation to the butler? Did you do that?
Yeah, because that's how you get Carlotta to come to you.
And you looked at that painting?
Yes. I really haven't got a bloody glitch game.
Alright, go... This is the only time I'm helping you. Go back to the mansion.
Hello again. No.
Give him the
I'll be...
invitation.
Oh.
My... Hell... No. Very... The big... He's...
For fuck's sake, I keep pressing the wrong bloody button.
I'd...
Sir.
Back for more, Lewton?
What can I... I can.
Right. He'll leave, so while he's gone, take a look at the painting over the door and Carlotta will soon arrive.
Yeah.
If you talk to her about the Silaki mausoleum, she'll agree to help you find Therma's tomb.
There's no thing about the
Do you
mausoleum,
know-
though.
You need... I guess you need something to trigger
Do you-
those
Sorry, Lewton.
words to
Do you know...
I-
This... Do you...
ask her about it.
Do you know...
Like-
Is like I've had nothing to.
So
You wanted-
maybe
I think...
maybe
With
you have to
the
talk to
I
the
get-
count
That's
again about
like
the
My-
mausoleum.
I don't have much to tell...
You still haven't...
Not... I might...
you have...
What can you tell me?
The Duchess, born Charlotte Ameliorati.
So... Did you...
Come on. Right.
Leave the Octarine parrot and go back to the yard. Ask Nobby about Madame Lodestone. He'll tell you about tell you what Sapphire's already mentioned.
See you around.
Sure, I look forward to...
Where's Nobby again?
I couldn't...
Nobby's in the
The painting.
police station.
Did you ask him about Lodestone?
Yeah. He said he don't know anything
Hello.
about it. Hold on, let's try again. If he fucking says something different this time.
Hello again.
Hello.
Have you ever heard of a troll by the name of Madame Lodestone?
Madame Lodestone. No, there's a name I've not heard
Fuck
in
off, I
quite a
did
while.
that option so
You
many
know her,
fucking
then?
times.
Well, no, but I've heard of her.
I
She
fucking
died
chose
in
that
some
loads of
sort of
times.
construction mishap.
A mishap,
Oh my
Nobby.
God.
Whatever.
Right.
Anyway,
You've got a
if
lead.
memory
I'm
serves, they
helping
put
you
her
now.
body in the Salachi Mausoleum. Don't know how she ended up in such an exclusive establishment, but that's
That's
how
stupid
I heard
though.
it.
I selected
That
that
doesn't
before.
sound very likely.
You did ask.
I swear I did. I'm glad the game isn't glitched. Right. There we go.
Which is very common with the old ones.
Yeah, especially your Discworld.
The Salachi
Which we need to
family
sort at some point so you can
mausoleum
finish
was one
it.
of the most beautiful buildings
I really
I've
want you
ever
to finish that
seen.
I
game.
did it in the
Nestled
wrong
in an
order, and
upmarket
therefore
part
the
of
rest
the
of the
city
game
of
is
Ankh.
impossible.
I don't think
Like,
it's
It was
broken.
unguarded because,
No, it
quite
is.
frankly,
That's the problem.
no
I
one
did
in their
something
right
in the
mind
wrong
would do
order, and therefore
anything
it
to
doesn't
offend
work.
the Salachi family, given their ties.
Didn't I
to
show you
the
that Morecambe Wise thing,
Guild.
didn't I? I think when you did it.
It wasn't just something that wasn't
I
done.
played all the
It
right
was
keys,
also
not
something that
necessarily in the right
wasn't
order.
You always
survived.
asked about Therma, not Madame
Did I
Lodestone, because
not?
they're being one and the same.
I tried
That's
to
true.
find Therma's
It's
grave, but it
two
was a
different
waste
names
of
for
time.
the same person. It's just
You
Madame
need to be an
Lodestone is her
expert in
like stage
heraldry or
name.
genealogy to even begin to navigate around it. I'll say this for the nobility: they keep their dead well indexed.
Why are you searching for Firma, not...
So, Lodestone. You need to look for Lodestone.
I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste
I
of
didn't
time.
select that.
You'd need to be an expert in
Oh.
heraldry or genealogy.
Fuck off.
You literally used the name, like...
Hello
Oh
again.
yeah, because genealogy, because
I take it.
No.
Carlotta's good for the history stuff.
I'll be
Oh fuck.
In my
no.
Who's screaming downstairs? Is that your dog?
No, that sounds like something outside.
Oh, is it the foxes?
I'd like.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Buddy and his family are out playing.
Back for more, Lewton?
What can I say? I can't get enough of you.
There's a lot of...
Reminds me
oh.
of food now.
I need your help.
I'm not hard to get, Lewton. All you have to do is ask.
I need your knowledge. I need to find a particular tomb in the Salachi Mausoleum, but I don't know enough about genealogy. You do.
The Salachi Mausoleum? That could
The
be
Salami
trouble.
Mausoleum.
Don't worry. I'm not going to mess with the
Salami?
tombs. I know better than to
Seriously.
offend a family whose ties with the Assassin's Guild go back to its very foundation. I just want to see if someone's buried there.
Who's the stiff?
A troll named Therma.
A dead troll? You don't get much stiffer than that, I suppose.
Will you help me or not?
No.
Of course, although I'm not really properly dressed for a mausoleum. You don't mind waiting while I get changed?
Wait, what are you wearing?
It's not like Therma's going anywhere.
Now let's get this straight.
You're wearing exactly the
We're
same
looking for a
outfit.
troll named Therma.
As far as I know, yes, but she may be in here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Okay, then we can rule out the Fornix Sanguis Ceruleus.
What? Does there have to be one?
The Blue Blood Vault. We can probably eliminate the heroic decapitated war veterans vault and the thoroughbred pet vault. Do you know what relation this troll had to the Salachi family? She wouldn't be buried here if she
The
wasn't.
Sriracha
Well,
family.
your guess is as good as mine. It took Carlotta a while to work it out, but we eventually found a Madame Lodestone in the Fornix Famulus, the servitor's vault. Guess she used to keep the floors real clean or something.
E.
Here we are. Madame Lodestone.
There's an inscription. Madame Lodestone, singer and retainer of Lord Robert Salachi, taken from us when her house collapsed, returning her to the rubble from whence she came. Not much of an epitaph. Still, it's more than I expect mine will say. I'll probably end up with whatever's written on the cement bag round my feet.
Oh dear. Right.
Carlotta?
I know what to do now.
Carlotta? She disappeared without even a word. I couldn't
She's
work
Batman.
that woman out. Still, she'd
I'm
found me
Batman.
the tomb, which left me trying to decide whether or not to tell Malachite.
Of course we're going to fucking tell Malachite. What do you take us for?
It's like he was asking. He can help us now.
I want to know where your bloody grappling hook is, though.
Maybe he'll tell you. Now.
Me
Hello
give
again, Malachite.
grappling hook.
No, don't say anything. I know how you. Well, I think I found.
It's funny, once you find like about one bit right that connects it to the next part, you're like, oh, click there, click there, click there.
Need to see body. Take me there.
Okay. Nice to see someone dealing with the grieving process at high speed. Cut straight to the acceptance. It saves a lot of time, doesn't it? I don't know why I bother sometimes. Not as if he's listening to me. Maybe it'd help if I hit him with something, like maybe a really heavy building.
Need to see body.
Of course you do. Here's the tomb.
Need to see body.
Hey, it's going to be pretty ugly in there. I mean, she was crushed under a house. That'd mess up even a troll.
Need to see body.
Lift.
Malachite pushed the slab off the tomb like he was opening a jam jar. Inside was some rubble that I assumed was Therma's body. Frankly, there wasn't much to go on. Trolls are rocks, and that's the whole story.
Not Therma. Keep looking.
Are you crazy? How could you tell?
Not Therma.
Her teeth too white.
I was beginning to wonder if Malachite was mad. If he was, I could at least make use of it. Okay, I've got no soul. I must be a heel. All right, I'll keep looking. But I've got a problem. There's this building I need to get into, but I can't do it. I need a grappling iron. A grappling iron like the one you have. Look, I need to borrow your grappling iron. Do you understand?
Give you hook. You find Therma.
That's the deal. I couldn't help but wonder what it meant if that rubble wasn't Therma. Had Sapphire lied to me? I wouldn't be surprised. Frankly, I was more surprised by people telling me the truth than telling lies. Lies flow like water, but the truth burns. That's not a bad line. I better write that down. Malachite gave me the grapple and left the mausoleum without another word.
Yeah, nice.
For the amount of music there.
Right. And now we can go to Pier 5. Get behind the building, and then that man's stuck there. Oh no, he's guarding this area as well. This game is very buggy. No, I can't blame it, to be honest. It's trying to run. It's a 25-year-old game trying to run. Like, yeah, it's a 25-year-old game trying to run on a new system. Ignore me, giant man.
Sorry, I'm not here. Shh.
That's a weird angle to throw that from. I can't even fucking see what. Ring light's bloody blind me.
That shadow is apparently Lewton.
Bloody ring light just cuts out a lot of my vision.
This.
Okay, I guess I need the pry bar.
A pry bar.
Why is it called a crowbar if it doesn't look like a crow? In we go. Literally no vision whatsoever. What was even the point of rendering this scene?
Breaking into the warehouse was easier than I thought. But then I was a natural pessimist. Living in Ankh-Morpork did that to a man. What little light there was in the warehouse was coming through the skylight, and shadows played on the walls as I searched for something to help the case. I didn't know what I was looking for.
His face looks all
but I was
smushed.
desperate enough that anything would do.
Ooh, matchbook. There's maybe like fucking TNT around. Da 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 da. Can we light the match?
I wasn't. That's what. None of the crates.
No, I don't want to kick him crate on Newton.
None of the crates.
Da 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 da.
On closer examination, I was pretty sure the missing piece had become torn up. The scrap of cardboard I'd found on the Milka matched the torn matchbook exactly.
9. A B C D A F D. I guess we go back through this. Might as well go through that. And then we go. Yeet. Where do we go now?
Where do we go from here?
I've lost Lewton. He is gone.
You don't know that reference because you haven't seen Buffy yet.
Nope. Should we check? Should be a claw bar. Is weird. Yeah. Or a swan bar.
Hook shot.
The reconstructed
I'm guessing I have to ask maybe Nobby or no.
Hello.
Nobby knows nothing.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire
Randomly
would lie
telling
to
me.
me. Any thoughts?
Can't help you with that, Squire.
Don't ask me random shit, mate.
Squire.
Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
I don't know.
For fuck's sake.
You're so useful.
I think the best places to look would be both bars. Because it's a matchbook. Usually get matchbooks from bars, so... Yeah, Mankin. I was thinking that. Here you go, Mankin. E. Oh. She's
I'm
gone.
back.
So I can see.
Do you know what this is?
It's a matchbook.
Any reason it might have the address of the parrot written on the back?
None that has anything to do with me.
I knew he was hiding something. The question was, how could I get it out of him? I'm against unnecessary violence. Besides, these skinny types can be tougher than they look. So you don't know
Skinny
Mundy,
types.
I've already told you that I don't.
and this matchbook means nothing to you.
Do you practice to become this irritating?
Well, I'm confused. You see, this is Mundy's handwriting on the matchbook, and this is your address he wrote. Shall I tell you what I think?
I don't think I have that much choice.
I think Mundy is here, but he told you not to tell anyone that he's here.
You're just making it up as you go along.
Well, I could always go and fetch the watch. I heard they were looking for Mundy too, and if he's not here, you wouldn't have to worry about being charged with hiding a known fugitive. They can get so impatient.
Mundy's not a fugitive.
Ooh.
How would you know? You little...
All right, you win. He's upstairs, but don't tell him I told you.
I wouldn't dream of ruining your reputation in high society.
High society.
I want to ask about Sapphire as well.
Have you seen Sapphire?
She's not here. She went off to see someone.
Who?
Who do I look like? A keeper?
Yes.
Until later, Mankin.
Hey, we got an option now. Oh, cutscene. Oh god, a glitchy
I'd
cutscene.
gone to a lot of trouble to find Mundy, and now the goal was in reach. It seemed like an anticlimax. I couldn't quite see what Mundy was doing when I entered his room, and seconds later I couldn't see him at all. The last thing I saw as I passed out of consciousness was the floor rushing up to meet me.
Oh.
Fuck.
By the time I came around, the watch had arrived. I must have been unconscious for hours, maybe days. I thought no one could feel as bad as I did, until I saw Mundy. His feet were bound and his eyes had been gouged out. Either he died of massive blood loss, or he'd spilt an awful lot of red wine. It wasn't going to be a good day, I decided.
Going somewhere, Lewton? You don't leave until we've finished with you.
You know where my office is. If you want an interview, you can find me there.
I consider you to be the prime suspect in this investigation.
You've got to be kidding.
I've never been more serious.
Never? What do you want with me? I was unconscious throughout the whole
There's a thing on the
incident.
wall,
We
but I
only
can already
have
tell
your
it's upside
word
down.
for that. You could have killed Monday
3,
and
7,
then
1,
knocked
2,
yourself
3.
unconscious.
With what?
Your wedding. You're pretty serious then.
What?
Yes, Nobby. Now shut up.
Will
Yeah,
you
'cause if you
explain
look
what
upside
you
down,
think
it's the
I
2's
did?
upside down.
You came in, mutilated Monday, and then knocked yourself unconscious.
I'm
Is that
googling
all?
Sam Vines
There's
now.
your promotion too. You were really serious then.
Nobby, you've made your point, thank you. Shut up.
How did I knock myself
Sam
unconscious?
Vines.
I don't know yet. But you're not a complete fool, Lewton. You'd have found a way.
Do you have any evidence
Ah, I
against
thought it was
me,
like you
or
were
is
talking
this
about voice
just
actor.
part of your ongoing campaign of victimization?
Just you're always kind of serious.
You were present at the time of the murder. Your rope was
I haven't read that.
used
I
in the
haven't read that many
murder.
Discworld books yet.
Rope? The murderer steals from me.
Hey, there you
and
go.
Suddenly
There you go,
I'm
D.
guilty of murder.
It's not a bad thing. I mean, you're the commander of the watch, and that's a serious job.
Then there's the victim's message.
Azil? How does that incriminate me?
It's not
It
Zeal.
ends in L-E. He could have been trying to write Lewton. He could have died before he could finish.
He could have been trying to write lemon. And what is Azzy supposed to mean?
I was only trying to help.
For all we know,
I mean, I
Azzy might mean
immediately
it
knew that was a
in
something upside
Monty's own
down.
language.
For all
They're not
we
very good.
know, Azil might mean help. Someone has gouged my eyes out. You're just guessing. There must be other suspects.
The landlord says no one went upstairs after you.
It could
Lies.
be the landlord for all you know.
Mankin? He's not the type. Anyway, he reported the incident to us.
Listen, you've got nothing on me, and unless you're going to arrest me, I'm going to leave.
I'm keeping an eye on you, Lewton. Consider yourself a suspect for all the counterweight killings. If you're in any way involved, I'll find out. Don't leave town, Lewton.
He's really got it in for me, hasn't he?
He's not a bad person, Lewton. He's just a bit...
Psychotic? Obsessed? Judgmental?
I was going to say overworked, but I've changed my mind.
What's this about counterweight killings?
Well, and this is in the strictest confidence.
I won't tell anyone who doesn't talk to me.
The murders have all been a bit, well, odd, redualistic.
What? They are involved with a revival of philosophical principles concerning the division of reality into two independent forces.
Ritualistic.
Mind and matter?
No. Redualistic. Like what cults do. Reduals.
Ritualistic. I see. Like someone who's trying to make a point.
Yeah. One of the patrician's clerks was killed the other day. Very suspicious.
Why the counterweight killings?
I'd better not discuss that. Gotta go. See you later, Lewton.
A lot later will do.
Da-da-da.
Insert music.
Wait, did we get a grappling hook back or something? We've got a grappling hook back, we lost the rope. Okay.
What
Only
I
needed the
needed
rope
was
to
some
kill
rope.
someone.
Then it'd be useful. Although the crowbar was a lot heavier than a set of skeleton keys, it was more versatile. I get.
Okay. Messenger blood.
If I had an iconograph, I could have taken a picture of the message. But I didn't have one. And even if I did, there didn't seem much point. I didn't want to become too reliant on technology. There was nothing on Mundy's body worth taking.
I like the thought that ended his mind. I wonder if I could take something.
I couldn't think of a good reason to steal. It seemed to be a cheap copy of Spinner's Rain, Cream, and Speed. I could tell it was art, because I couldn't make out what it was supposed to be.
Oh dear.
It hardly seemed worth. The watch had already.
Okay. Let's leave. Talk to Mankini.
How does it feel to be a suspect, Mankin?
What?
You're an obvious choice of suspect because you called the watch. You were the first on the scene. Round here, that means it's practically a closed case.
I don't see why. You were there when I got there. I was unconscious. Well, I heard a commotion. That's what made me check it out in the first place. Maybe Mundy managed to knock you out before he died. While he was tied and blind? Perhaps he said a particularly offensive word and I fainted. Well, I happen to know that the Watch consider you a suspect. Well, don't forget that I know something that they don't. That you're a liar and you can't be trusted. Just because you can't trust me doesn't mean no one can trust me.
I mean...
So why did you kill Mundy? What? I didn't lay a finger on him. You gotta be crazy. Do you have any idea how bad all this is for business? Why would I cause all this?
I keep thinking they're his ears.
Vimes
His
told me that you're a
sideburns.
suspect. Of course I'm a suspect. I'm half elf. We're always a suspect. No one trusts us. Have you heard of the counterweight killings? You mean, have I heard that there's an unstoppable assassin from the counterweight continent in Ankh-Morpork, and he's slaying everyone and everything that gets in his way? If you like, haven't heard a thing.
Right. Back in the office? Nothing back in the office.
Oh jeez, 3 hours and 11 minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh, where's Rodin gone?
I didn't have any reason to steal
But maybe we can steal his stuff.
Where's he gone though? Is he dead?
Well, I'm back. For a brief, then I can't. You just can't get talk that.
So... cases.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Don't know, no.
Okay, of course you don't.
Always a...
I just want to talk to one more person. 2 hours later.
2 hours.
I see, sir.
Sir,
Who would say?
is the Count receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
Ah, I was hoping you would drop by.
You don't sound so good, Count.
I am not the man I used to be, that is certain. Past my prime, you might say. Yes, past my prime.
I could come back later if you want.
No, there is no guarantee that I will be getting any better. If anything, I might be worse.
Your health?
We are both men of the world, Mr. Lewton. I will not mince words with you. I am dying. I might last another year or so, or I might not last the week. And to think I thought Ankh-Morpork would be good for my health.
Not too many people would believe you, certainly.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries and get straight to business.
And
Yes,
just and
yes,
defeat the Huns.
straight to business.
Let's get down to business.
To defeat
The Muns.
the vamps.
Anything else we can ask him?
I'm
Do you know
trying
where
to
stuff?
find out
Why
why a
would she
troll
lie to
named
me?
Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Please do.
Okay. Was there anything else I could do?
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
Mr. Lewton, I...
Okay. No, okay. What else do we have? We didn't have anything we could give to him. Let's try Carlotta
I
again.
see.
Sir,
Who?
is Carlotta home?
Alas, no. What a shame that said perhaps.
Tell her.
Why my loins stir at the very thought of serving you in this way.
Rude. I don't think there's anything else.
There was something about the way the other members of the Watch looked at me that let me know that no matter how innocent I was still stained with suspicion. Still, I'll take the stains of suspicion over the tarnish of guilt. Suspicion was easier to wash out. Sometimes I think I'd just give up and crawl inside a whiskey bottle. Except that you can only do that if you are less than 1 inch high.
Right. I think that's a good a time as any. I've enjoyed today. It's been fun. Definitely play this sometime next week, hopefully. Yeah. Thank you for coming today, guys. Thank you for hanging around. Hope you all sleep well. And I sure it is really funny. I love it. I'm glad it hasn't gotten worse with age.
I'm well acquainted with doors. Oh, good.
I shall. Am I streaming tomorrow? I think I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm streaming. Oh no, wait, Monday's my day off. Then again, I'm working very much at the end of the week. You know what? I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to stream
I'm not
though.
cheap. I'm a bargain.
But yeah, I shall. I'm glad as well. It's been in one of my games that I wanted to stream for a while, and it's like, well, when's the best time to stream the game? When I thought, you know what, I'm in a good mood, and
Go for it.
I was at work. I was like, I really want to play Discworld Noir. So I still want to watch Fritz finish Discworld 1. I'm tempted to just go through the game and get up to that point just so you can continue it. Just complete it for you. But yeah.
I can't believe it was just a thing I did out of order and then it broke it.
You need to send me your save and I'll try my best, see if I can break back into sequence or something. Because I'm usually good at that. But yeah, I shall catch you all tomorrow. Tatty bye.
Bye.
And bye. You too. Bye bye.